Well, if you're joining us live, we have a treat for you as we start this game tonight with your Royal Knights versus the Moses Lake Chiefs. Mike was able to talk to both Moses Lake Chiefs coach Todd Griffiths and our coach Wiley Allred. I don't know what order they coming in.
We're going to listen to Coach Griffith first from Moses Lake, and he's going to tell a little bit of his experience, his connection to Royal City, and preview things from his perspective for tonight a little bit. So let's get started. Let's listen in. Okay, I am here with Moses Lake Chief Head Coach Todd Griffith. Todd, appreciate you taking the time to talk with me today.
Yeah, well, thanks for calling. I appreciate it.
Hey, first things first, we talked about this a little bit before we started the interview, but our listeners that may or may not know that you have a connection to Royal City, albeit maybe brief, but tell us a little bit about your experience in Royal City.
Well, I'll tell you what, I was lucky enough for them to hire me. I think it was my second year. I was just a young buck and got hired by Ken Anderson and, got to coach with Bob Nielsen and Wiley both. It was a heck of a good time. And I'll tell you what, I mean, I came back to the east side to get back to Moses Lake. But the connection I had, I mean, I really, really, really enjoyed being in Royal City. I mean, the people there were, just awesome to me, treated me super well. I just had a brand new baby and, everybody's concerned and how things are going. I tell this story all the time, and I don't know if it still continues on, but one of the first pep assemblies I ever went to, half the town was there. And I don't know if it really happens like that anymore. And it may be, I might have embellished that story a little bit, but, one thing about them, and they stand behind their kids and their town. And I truly enjoyed the short period of time coaching with Wiley. I learned a lot from both of them. Going back and I got a few stories about Bobby Nielsen that, he was he treated me kind of like a kid, as far as he took me under his wing and taught me a lot in that really, really my first year coaching. So I owe a lot to that, the talent and to the coaching staff, both Bob and Wiley both.
Well, I feel strongly about the Royal community as well, but it's great to hear that from somebody who's been here even for a short time, and to be part of the Bob Nielsen coaching tree is I don't need to tell you that was a privilege. You seem to gather that already, and that's great. And I don't know if you know this, but his grandson Elliot DeLay is a senior on the Royal squad this year. So
no way, I did not know that.
Yeah, number 46. So. So anyways, okay, great. Tell us a little bit about coming into this season, how you guys, everything was kind of in the air and kind of thrust upon us, and talk about the steps to kind of prepare for the season, what your thoughts were with this region and how they set the schedule up. Obviously, you had different classifications playing each other. What were your general perceptions of that as you learned it and prepared for the season?
Man, I'll tell you, it was a struggle. The struggle was maintaining contact with kids. Our core kids, I think, did a really good job. But, the freshman class and sophomore class, it was really hard because I didn't know them as well as I do the older kids. So I think, first of all, for us, it was just getting in contact with kids. It was really hard in the fact where you were always amping up to go, and all of a sudden, it wasn't going to happen. Then you would do it again and do it again. And, so I think by the third or fourth time we'd done it, we did practice in November, albeit only a short period of time, like 3 weeks, non-padded. And it was good for us. It was good for the kids. Just to get out and see their buddies. And I pretty much the kids have been doing that already anyways. But, for us as coaches, just to get out with them and see them, it was good for us. And then kind of had a hiatus for a little bit and really didn't get back into it again until, mid-January. So, and really not, I mean, we tried to practice as close to what we possibly could. Um, but, with all the stipulations put on us, it was kind of rough. But we first came out and I think it was a week of practice, real practice. And then we're in the jamboree we've gotten better every week. I know that. And, we think that, from week 1 to week 4, I think we've played better football each Friday night. So we're hoping that continues for us here this week against Royal.
Well, some of the evidence of that, obviously, is you guys have played Wenatchee for the second time. I'm trying to think. Did you have Eastmont? No, we had Eastmont first, so you had Wenatchee first. So you had Wenatchee week 1, and then you had them back around again week 4, and there was a different outcome. So talk about that evolution and last week's game a little bit.
Well, I think one is that it was a tale of two halves for us. I think we played good defense pretty much the whole game, but offensively, we had a great half. We came out, threw the ball a little bit, and got up on them 14-0, and had a chance, I think, to go. Well, we had a drop pass in the end zone, and we had a fumble like on the 25 or something like that, going in to score, putting it up. We should have put us up 21-0. And I think at that point in time, I think the game would have probably pretty much been over. But we didn't convert, and they scored on the following and kind of got back in the game, so it made it a little bit tighter than what it actually was. But, as far as from the week prior, before that, we played Eastmont, and there was, like I tell the kids, there's 6 games. There's 6 plays in a game. Usually, you make them, you win. You don't, you lose. And
sure,
that was the case. And I thought we played them pretty good for the most part defensively. I think they had three big plays on us. They scored on. They had a kickoff return for a touchdown. Just mental breakdowns in all of those. But you can't have it. We cannot have it Friday night against Royal. If we do, it's not going to be pretty.
Well, so in the Royal community, as you know, you've been at the program of Moses Lake for a considerable amount of time, and there's been opportunities to play each other in jamborees, to scrimmage each other at the camp up in Eastern, and there's just been these little opportunities to play each other. But this is the first time of a full 4-quarter game, and I don't know what the Moses Lake perspective is with players and football alumni, but in Royal, there's been a lot of like, hey, we've always wanted to be able to play 4 quarters against Moses Lake. We've only ever been able to scrimmage, that sort of a thing. So, I think there's going to be a lot of interest in this game on Friday night, and justifiably so. As you've prepared for Royal this week, is there anything, so you play in the Big 9. Royal's a smaller school, but they have maybe a little bit different style. How does that style match up to what you've normally faced and prepared for in a regular Big 9 season?
Well, we've had teams that are in our league at times similar as far as scheme-wise. We offensively, as far as Royal's offense. I'd say they're pretty similar to, you go back to the Chiawana, Pasco, zone counter, boot, but not necessarily. That's not necessarily Royals' deal. I mean, they run a little bit of those things, but they're kind of the same. It's kind of the same MO. As far as like preparation against Royal this week, one thing is that we know that when they step out the field on offense, for sure, they got some really good kids and special kids, and not just Cooper and at wideout. We feel they have 4 really good wideouts, and we've heard the Ellis kid is hurt a little bit, but we expect him to play. And him at running back, that's he's a special kid. They have a lot of weapons, and then you turn around on defense and you just don't make mistakes. They're super fast. They run the ball really well. They always seem to be in the right position. So, as far as playing teams like that, we've played them in the past in our league directly. We haven't had a team probably as good as Royal, on both sides of the ball for quite some time. So it's going to be a true test for us.
So that being said, obviously you look at the matchup and you look at, say, you got to look at your team and say, what do we do well that we can exploit, or that we can, what has to hold up well for us? What are the types of things that that you focus on with your guys that you think that you really need to do well in order to have the outcome that you want to have?
Yeah, I mean, I think one is and it's kind of been the same for years with them, is usually that they get a hefty lead early on, so we can't allow those big plays. And people talk about it, but it is something that coaches do say, is that for us is we can't allow the big plays. If we're going to allow them to big play us, then we're going to be in trouble. We have to be able to control the ball offensively and just not let their offense on the field as much as what they're used to. If we can do that, I think that we have some good players too. And, if we can get the ball in the right place with them in the right time, then, I think we can fare well. But the whole game's going to come down to defensively. We just don't allow the big plays, and offensively we keep their offense off the field.
So as I've watched a little bit of film, your offensive line stands out as a pretty consistently sized group of guys that are all willing to be physical. Do you see that as a key? And talk about those guys a little bit.
I think that is our strength, really. I think we're pretty solid in about every position, good enough. We just have had some kids that, not making plays at times when they should. So that's part of the deal. But our offensive line is pretty doggone good. We have two our interior are all seniors, so they'll all be gone next year. But we have one kid in particular, Lucas Christie, and he is having one heck of a year, and he's pretty much dominated everybody he's played against. And the matchup with Royal, I think, our two tackles are kind of lighter guys, which is designed by our offense. And they for sure have one kid that I think is going to be a tough matchup for us on the edge. And then the other side, I think we match up fairly well. But, it's one, can we get on their linebackers? And, we are bigger guys. They're definitely speedy kids and can move around quite well. So can we get our hands on them and keep our hands on them? If we can, then I think we'll fare okay. If we can't, it may be a tough night as far as running the ball.
Well, I will say that I think it's pretty astute observation, Coach. I mean, you're the coach. Obviously, you make astute observations, but there has not been many teams that have gotten our linebackers very dirty this year. They've stayed clean and made plays, been able to flow to the ball pretty well. And a lot of that has to do with the defensive line that occupies and forces you to do what you got to do to prevent those guys in the first place, first wave, I guess. So, but hey. I think this is going to be a great game. Like I said, I think there's going to be a lot of anticipation, and there are these connections. Your athletic director at one time was the baseball coach in Royal, and I assume that your left guard was born in Royal, and Zeke Naylor. In fact, he was in my wife's preschool. So
he has yet to claim that with me. The first time I've heard that. So
okay.
I don't know how thick the blood is there, but it'll definitely show on Friday.
Sure. Well, I hope you have a good week of preparation, and both teams come in as healthy as possible, and we get the matchup that's been, kind of bantied around for years. And best of luck, Coach. I appreciate your time, and good luck on Friday.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
You bet. I'm here with Coach Wiley Allred, head coach of the Royal Knights. We're up Potholes General Store. You want to give Potholes General Store a plug?
Just best place to eat this side of
This
Royal
side-
City and that
this
side
side
of
of
Moses
anywhere.
Lake.
This side of anywhere. Well, I just had a great grilled cheese sandwich with bacon on it. So, hey, play Moses Lake this week. It's the last game of this short season. Before we talk about that game specifically, talk to me a little bit about kind of the lead up into this season, preparation of the team, anticipation of playing some football, and kind of what the thought was when they scheduled you with several 4A schools on the schedule.
Yeah, it's been a lead up to the season was very, I guess, kind of frustrating. I think the kids were obviously had the most difficult time on all fronts, figuring out if they're going to play, then thinking they're going to play in the fall, and then later in the fall, and then getting that taken away, and then with other sports as well, and then wondering if they're going to play at all. So I think it affected a lot of the kids. It affected kids differently. Some of them stayed working hard, others didn't do much, and I can understand all aspects of what went through the kids' minds. I guess it's been difficult. Once we got to get the go-ahead and then do the 2-day-a-week split, we practiced for an hour a day.
Okay.
The kids went 2 days a week, and then we did what we could. One day we had 75% of the kids, and the other day we had about 25%. We did get a little bit out of that, I felt like. Used it to do some learning and teaching for them as far as what plays were called and things like that. But in the end, it got to be where we needed to just move on. And so about that time is when they did join. We got to be the beginning of the season on February 16th. And that didn't come too soon. It was needed.
And those were much more traditional practices at that point.
Yeah, once February 16th hit, we had the Jamboree coming up soon, or the scrimmage with Moses Lake and Cascade, and that gave us something to look forward to and the kids to kind of plan towards, and an actual game situation. And then the 4A school was honestly a blessing. We knew we were only going to have 5 games, and so we tried to promote that as a time when once in a lifetime experience for the kids, and that's what we've used it as. And that kids have taken full advantage so far, played close to their potential, and played very hard, and shown what they can do. And it's been so far it's been a really good experience for them just to compete against the Wenatchee, Eastmont, and then we know we got Moses Lake coming up on Friday.
So yeah, it's been great for us to watch as well, and those kids, your guys out there, especially your seniors, it's an opportunity to maybe as a smaller school, maybe in the recruiting world, they get dinged a little bit for, well, you're playing small schools, or what's the level of competition, and when they get to perform against 4A schools and do essentially just as well, I think that's could go a long ways for those guys as they're hoping to extend their football careers. So that's been fun to watch. This week, you said Moses Lake, last game of the year for both teams, and they started out a little shaky, and they've kind of come around. I think they think that they're playing, their best football right now. But talk to a little bit about the dynamic of, as far as I know, this is the first time that we've ever played Moses Lake in a full 4 quarters, but we've seen them at jamborees, and we've seen them at summer camp, and performed well most times. This is the first time it's a full 4 quarters, and I think the always thought has been, well, gosh, we're a big school, and over the course of 4 quarters, we'd probably wear you down a little bit. But you guys are kind of disproving that a little bit, and this matchup is probably, in some ways, by football alumni to your program, maybe more anticipated than a lot of the other matchups. So talk a little bit about this matchup specifically with Moses Lake.
Yeah, I think every year is different, of course, and some years we match up just fine with many 4A schools, and most years lately I think we would, and I'm not saying all of them because I do, but we compete with a couple of really good 4A schools at camps normally, and then we compete with some that we wonder how they get any wins, and then others that are in the ball. It's similar to every other sport, baseball or basketball, where you got team sports. There's some teams, regardless of classification, that are just always going to be tough, and we see that in the 1A classification each year, and I'm sure it's true in the 4As as well. and it depends on the kind of, what they have out kids-wise. We have obviously a really special group of kids this year, but honestly, we've had some really good teams in the past as well. I like the kids we've got, and we had a lot of experience coming back, and I think that's helped us probably more than anything is that experience from a year ago or a year and a half ago, when a lot of these kids were playing in the championship games and went through that playoff run, had so many games under their belts. They had a lot of experience, and then probably the biggest aspect that people don't realize is like kids like Caleb Christensen. They just have dedicated their off season to getting better. Derek Bergeson, Luke Bergeson, some other kids, Jay Solred, Eric Myrick, and then Carlos Garcia and Jose Medina. All those kids have just worked, and Avery Ellis have worked really hard to get better and get stronger. And then, like I say, all the kids, it hasn't been across the board. It's been a wide range of motivation, I guess, for the kids.
So going into this year, the way it's, the short season and everything, we knew there wasn't going to be a state championship game, but there was talk early on about being able to have some sort of a culminating event, a regional game or something like that. That's not going to happen either. So this being the last game for your seniors, does that change, or how does that affect the mindset on what the strategy is, or playing time, or how you're going to approach this game being maybe in some ways a culminating game for your seniors, whether it's something beyond the regular season or not?
Yeah, well, it depends on the senior, I guess. There's a couple seniors that are probably not going to see a lot of action. A couple of them came out this year, and they've been great teammates, and they worked hard. But they were, it's going to be different for each senior. But if a starter's in the game, and particularly since we play a JV game on Saturday, it's a varsity football game, and we're going to approach it like it's a big game, like we did against Eastmont and Wenatchee. That we're expecting a 4-quarter game, obviously, and it's going to, we're playing a really good opponent. And yeah, as far as Moses Lake, they've done a really good job of keeping their team together and getting better. Whereas I don't know if that's the case for all the teams. It's tough, this year where there is not a playoff scenario. Right. It's kind of like some teams, if they see they're tailing off, it seems like they've tailed off worse. And other teams have really kept it together and used it as a springboard to next season. And I think Moses Lake has done that. Much credit to their coaching staff and their kids. And because they struggled, I think, a year and a half ago. But they look like a much better team now than they did earlier in the year.
Yeah, and that was just a few short weeks ago. It seems like they've made some improvements. Let's talk specifically about Moses Lake. They're on the field. They are probably so far this year, what you faced, probably the better passing game. And they are pretty balanced, just as willing to pass the ball as throw the ball. How do you prepare for that different scenario from what you've seen for the most part this year?
It's really not a lot different. I mean, Eastmont is that type of team that it uses the play action to kind of get the big play. If they're running the ball well, and they did that for the one score Eastmont got. It was a play action off of their run game. And then Wenatchee, we prepared for their quarterback, who obviously was a really elusive runner and very strong, but also could throw the ball well enough. So I guess you have to give both aspects of the game equal respect, and that's what we'll do. The kids just have to play their positions and play them the right way and play them well and stay in position, and then just be aggressive. It's the same game up front. Is where I've been probably the most pleased this year, and we've got to really do a good job this week, because I think that's where Moses Lake's strength is, and I think that's where our strength is. So it'll be strength against strength, in my opinion. I don't know how it'll go. They've got some really big, strong kids up front on both sides of the ball, and I know we've had a good run, particularly with our defensive line, and we've got to disrupt their offense.
Well, I was going to ask you a question about, what do you see as their biggest strengths and things that you have to control. It sounds like the line of scrimmage is the first place to start. I guess that's kind of stereotypical answer to a question, but in this case, it does look like their line on both sides of the ball is their strength, and I think Coach Griffith kind of said the same thing when I was able to talk to him earlier. I appreciate your time, Coach, and best of luck on Friday night.
Okay, thanks.
Welcome to David Nielsen Memorial Field for this final COVID season game of the spring.
Don't use that word around me.
It's we're all a little bit over COVID for sure. Captains are at midfield. We got Caleb Christensen, captain for the Knights, and I did not catch the number of the gentleman on the field. We'll identify the captain for the Chiefs. While we are waiting for a kickoff, Mike, let's maybe talk a little bit about what we might see here from the Chiefs, what to expect from them offensively, defensively. What are their traits?
So Moses Lake comes in with they've played 4 games so far, just like us. They come in with a 2-2 record. They lost to Wenatchee in week 1, 28-6. That game was 28-0 until late in the fourth quarter, and Moses Lake was able to score a touchdown to avoid the shutout. And then they played Cashmere. They beat Cashmere 28-27. Then Eastmont beat them by a few touchdowns, and then they had the rematch last week with Wenatchee and ended up winning that game 24-14, I believe it was. And it was a punt return for a touchdown by number 1, Lorenz Thomas, that kind of sealed that win for the Moses Lake Chiefs. He's a guy that they're going to lean on. They use him in a lot of ways. He's listed as a wide receiver. They'll line him up all over the place. He's their punter, defense. They use him everywhere. So he's a key guy that they're going to try to get the ball to. Quarterback number 13, Everett Ashley, a big, tall kid, stands in the pocket, not super mobile, but stands in the pocket. And I think what we got from both of those coaches' interviews is that it's their line of scrimmage where they feel best, especially the offensive line, some good size and good experience there. So I think that they would love to be able to, their coaching staff feels like they've gotten better every week and feel like they proved that with, revenging that loss to Wenatchee last week. So we'll see how it all plays out. We're going to be underway really quick here in a game that's been anticipated for years and years, and it's never happened. It's happening tonight, and it may not ever happen again. So tune in for this contest. It should be great. Knights are going to kick off to the Moses Lake Chiefs, back deep for the Chiefs. See if we can see what those numbers are.
Yeah, the Knights won the toss and deferred, and they will start this game with Angel Vega kicking for the Knights. High short kick, taking him up the 20-yard line, returned around that right side. Little bit of room to run, but he's met by the kicker, Angel Vega, who slows him down, and the Knights finish him off at about the 37-yard line. So pretty good return for the Chiefs.
29, Jacob Good, who's a linebacker on defense there on special teams. One of the guys in that middle part of the formation on a short kick. It's a nice return for the Chiefs, so they'll have the ball first. This is their first offensive possession.
Goud on the return for the Chiefs out across the 35-yard line.
Let's see who's in the backfield with
Ashley. Looks to throw on that right side. It's caught by Lorenz Thomas, out to the 43-yard line.
No surprise, they want to get the ball in his hands early. Tackled by Gunnar Anderson.
6-yard gain, second down and 4.
For the reception, gain of 6 yards. It's going to be 2nd and 4 from the 43-yard line.
And just trying to get their athlete, 2 things they're trying to do there. Get their athlete the ball in open space and a nice easy pass to get their quarterback in rhythm.
3 receivers up top, wide to the right. Pitch out to number 11. He's going to get stopped for a short loss. That's Sergio Guzman.
They'll rotate between Guzman and number 34, Navoa, in the backfield. That's Guzman on the carry, and he's going to get maybe a 1 yard.
A loss. 1 yard loss on the play, 3rd down and 5.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
In the backfield.
I was thinking that it was a 4-yard gain on the pass play before, but it was a 6-yard gain. And it's actually Guzman that comes out of the game, maybe a little gingerly there. 3rd down and 5 here for the Moses Lake Chiefs. One thing you'll notice, keep an eye, these guys run basically a couple formations. They're going to be in trips here, which means tight end on the right, 3 receivers wide to the left, one running back in formation.
Navoa, the running back, Ashley throws out on this flat, gets the hands into Thomas. He is going to get forward just enough for a first down. So good athletic play that you talked about him. Lorenz Thomas,
Ferguson
they
and delay on
are
the
looking to get the ball in his hands.
tackle,
He's an
pass
elusive, quick
complete
runner.
out to
He
Thomas.
gets out to the 49-yard line for a first down for the Chiefs.
49-yard line.
It's a 7-yard gain. So he's had a 6-yard and a 7-yard catch. Nothing spectacular, just getting the ball to him in the flats and letting him go to work and get the first down. Navoa in the backfield.
Ashley again looks to throw across the middle, caught by Thomas. And there Huey's
Are you noticing
out of
that-
four
Complete to
of their
Thomas.
5 plays, I think, have gone
Down
to
at
him.
the 45.
I'm glad that
6-yard
they
gain at
are doing
second
what
and
I said
4.
they were going to do.
Yeah.
Make me look like I might know what I'm talking about. Just a lucky guess there, but definitely want to get him the ball in space. Now, the Knights up front have got to get pressure. I know that's a big line for the Moses Lake Chiefs, but the Knights got to get some pressure on Ashley, not let him have time to find Thomas and any of his accomplices here.
6-yard gain. Second down and 4. Again to the air, caught by Thomas, and he's brought down.
Just a little bit short, maybe
Just
a
a little
yard
short.
short.
Ashley to Thomas.
Eric Myrick on the
Brought
stop.
down by Myrick, right?
Yard short, third down and
Just short
short,
of the
just
first down.
under a yard
Third and a
on the
short
Knight
one.
42-yard line.
So you would think this is a running down unless they stick with the passing. It's been 4 straight passes with only one running play. And they typically run dive here out of this formation and depend on that big offensive line to lean on people.
They'll
They're
give
gonna
that
run
dive
dive, but
play,
that's not
and
gonna-
Carlos Garcia says, no, thank you. Even a half-yard loss.
Garcia comes through there for the
Bring up
stop
fourth
on
down
the
and short. My guess is they're not going to
Offensive
go
play,
for it.
fourth
They're
down
going
and
to,
two,
they're not going to punt, I should say.
44-yard line.
They'll be going for it.
I would think that everybody tonight needs to have an aggressive mindset. It looks like maybe they're sending on the punting team, but here's the deal.
We talked
their
about
punter
this.
is number 1, Thomas. They're what seems to be their best athlete on the field. And they've run fake punt multiple times in the same game this year. So the Knights defense is going to probably be a little conservative in how they defend this.
Cooper Christensen deep for the Knights. Thomas is going to kick it, and it's not going to
Shanked.
be a good kick. It's going to go out of bounds at about the
It's
36-yard
only going to
line.
be about a 7 or 8 yard punt.
They'll
Probably should have gone for
They'll
it.
mark it at the 35, only a net gain of about 7 yards.
Punt goes out of bounds
Good,
at the
some good
35-yard line.
plays
Knights
put
take
together
over
there by the
first and
Chiefs,
10
though. Even
from the
though
35.
they weren't able to pay that drive off with some points, they definitely had some success there, especially getting the ball to Thomas in the open field.
Fairly similar field position for the Knights as the Chiefs for their first possession from their own 35-yard line on the far hash. Caleb Christensen will step under center with a tight cluster on the right side. Quick pitch out to
Toss out
Caleb
block.
Hernandez
Around
on
the
that right side out to the 44-yard line, a near 8 or 9-yard gain.
Brought down at the 44-yard
Caleb
line.
Hernandez, just a sophomore, in
Gonna be second
there
down and
for Avery Ellis, who's not going to play offense tonight. And great blocking on the outside with that cluster of receivers you were talking about. Great blocking out there to give him the 9-yard gain and set up second and short here for the Knights.
Your favorite set of downs is second and short. We'll see what the
Yeah.
Knights come up with. They'll have Hernandez in the background. Christensen stays under center. Play action him. Looking to go down the field, and it's high over his intended receiver. Luke Bergeson falls incomplete. Uncatchable for Luke, as I think Caleb was trying to get that over a linebacker. Just sailed on him.
Yeah, a little high there. He was open, had a step, and
Incomplete,
it's going to
third
bring up
one.
third down and short instead. Nice ball fake there for Christensen. Really bought a lot of time there. Good play action.
2 receivers wide left, Christensen and Bergeson. Caleb will get the first down and a
Hernandez.
few more
Takes it across midfield.
across midfield to the 49-yard line. So we
He-
got Caleb in the backfield.
First
I'm
and
going to have to
10.
say it, Christensen and Hernandez
From
as
the
opposed to
Chiefs,
Caleb.
49-yard line.
Now, I don't know that you want to say this every time, but you could say
Caleb
Caleb,
with
with,
a
a
K.
C and Caleb with a K.
I think I'll stick with their last name.
Okay, that's
Knights
fine.
get that first down into Chiefs territory on their 49-yard line, 1st and 10.
Needed 1 yard, got 7 on that nice run up the middle.
Offset eye in the backfield for the Knights. Play action. Christensen has some he has some
Pass out to Derek Ferguson.
pressure.
on the
Derek Bergson on that
sideline.
left side. I
Going
looked
out of
out there,
bounds.
and I guess I need to put my glasses on, Mike, because I went, well, boy, that's going to be intentional grounding because I thought there was nobody out
Yes,
there.
sir. One of the
Next
teams.
thing I know, Derek catches it. It's down to the
There for the
32-yard
defense.
line on a big gain. There's no doubt that I need to put my glasses on. That's for sure.
We say it every week. You're like,
Caleb
oh, I forgot
I
my
keep
glasses.
forgetting.
Ferguson
There's
for that
certain things
completion. First and 10 Knights.
So
From the
only believe half of what I say here tonight.
Good thing we have a video of things so people can follow along. 19-yard gain to the safety valve Bergeson on that play.
Empty backfield for Christensen. High
High
snap.
snap.
And he's got pressure, and he's going to have to just fall on it.
Right
All
back
the way
to
back
where
to
they
the
were.
48-yard line.
19-yard loss.
Number 52, Alex Shevchuk for the
Ball-
Chiefs
ball was down
on
at
this
the
defensive end
49 of
position.
the-
They're quick enough that Caleb's going to have to just
Forcing
get
Caleb
on
to,
that
yeah,
ball.
Caleb heard footsteps for sure and knew that he wasn't going to have time to try to pick it up and salvage anything out of it.
Second and long.
So the Knights lose those 19 yards, but they also lose the down. So it's going to be second and a long ways to go
Yeah,
here.
I don't add up that well.
29.
He'll roll out to his right and off the mark. Pass incomplete out to Bergeson, intended for him.
Third and long.
Third and long. So we've got
It's a couple passes where he's
10.
thrown just a little bit wide of his receivers. So we'll see if he settles in here a little bit as he gets the next play call
Yeah, it's
from
like
Coach Allred. Angel Frias into the game. I think we're going to take a tight end out and put some extra receivers.
it's like 3rd and 29 is what we've got here. They've
Yeah.
got to get down to the 23-yard line, even inside the 23-yard line, to get a first down. But they've got 2 downs to do it here. 3rd and long.
Blitz coming.
Quick pressure on that inside screen.
Cooper
Cooper
Christensen brought down
ran
at the
into the
43.
inside, gets about 7 or 8 yards.
Oh, wow. You're going to step over him like that. That'll be interesting.
Yeah.
Purcell on the tackle.
And it's 4th down, and
Fourth
I
down.
assure you that the Knights are going for it. Maybe not.
It's a 8-yard gain on that play. Going to be 4th down and essentially 21. Cooper Christensen set to punt for the Knights. And he might
And
give them a
he's gonna
taste of their
keep
own
it.
medicine.
Yeah, and here we go. I said there's no way they're going to do it. Cooper cuts inside, gets caught down from behind by
Down
number
inside
22,
the 20,
Jackson
that's enough for the
Purcell.
first down.
Only had to get
But
to the
all
23.
the way down inside near the 15-yard line. They'll mark it about the 16, so successful.
Ball was on the 44, and it's down to the 16, so do the math.
34, 28 yards. That's how my brain
First
works.
and
I got to
10
do
for
it in
the Knights
10s
from
and
the
5s and then
16-yard
add
line.
the little ones.
Everybody has their methods as long as it works.
I'll call it football field math.
So great conversion there on the fake punt, and not entirely surprised by that. Cooper's done that successfully throughout his career.
Float it to the corner to Cooper, and there's guys there. What a catch! What a throw!
And
And
it's a
Lorenz
touchdown.
Thomas in coverage, and he's looking for someone else to
Christensen.
cover. I don't know what he's saying. He's saying, "Where's everybody?" He was in coverage, and good tight coverage. Cooper went up over the top and just took it from him. Knights with a big 28-yard first down run on a 4th down fake punt. Sets up a quick score. And a high snap gets brought down really nicely, and Angel Vega gets, or no, that's not Angel Vega, that is Romero
Extra
with the
point
kick
is
through.
good.
We'll take a quick break.
Romero
4:48
with the
left to go to the
extra
first
point.
quarter. Knights first on the board, leading 7-0. You're watching RoyalKnightsFootball.com. Knights with a quick score after the fake punt. Lead 7-0.
Yeah, that's just a matter of one of our best athletes on one of their best athletes,
There you
and a
go,
well-thrown
second kick.
ball, and a height difference maybe that was be able to be exploited a little bit there.
Good driving kick down inside the 10 near the 5-yard line. Brought right back up the middle. He's going to get slowed down. I want to give credit to that outside. Is that Gunner? Is that 81?
Yeah, I thought it was Gunner.
Yeah, it was
Just on
81 Gunner
return,
Anderson
first
on
by Gunner
that
Anderson.
outside coverage and slows up number 25, Carter Visker.
1st and 10 from the 18-yard line.
Chiefs a little bit longer field on their first position, starting on their own 18-yard line.
Spread formation. That means 2 receivers wide right, 1 left, a tight end on the left.
Ashley gives to
To
the
the
fullback,
Avery
and no
Did
go
not
with
make the tackle.
Elliott. Not with that. sorry.
Avery Ellis was
Avery
the
Elliott.
first
Avery
one there.
Ellis, who's been out a couple games, and 3 or 4 yard loss. They're lucky they got the
The
handoff
ball
on
on
it,
the carry.
and Avery was in the backfield that quick.
3-yard loss.
A little
on the play.
questionable
Second
whether or
down,
not he was
13.
going to play tonight at all. He didn't play last week against Walluk. He tweaked his leg against Wenatchee. Not playing on offense, but out there giving it a go on defense. See how he can do. Again, spread formation to the left for the Chiefs.
Ashley looks to throw down the middle, and it's knocked down by Gunnar Anderson. He just about had his
Anderson
third
there for the
interception for the
defense.
year.
Knocks the ball down. It's 3rd and
Gunner
13.
has
Or
proven
he
to
has
be a
three or
pretty
fourth.
good.
Sorry, because
Yeah.
he had 2 in the first game. He had another interception, so he would certainly be leading the team with interceptions, I think, if he would have pulled that one off. But he knocks it down incomplete. 3rd down and 13.
Plays a good center field back there. And, definitely a passing down here for the Chiefs. Let's see if the Knights can put a little pressure on Ashley.
Lets it go in the middle. That was really quite a good throw in tight coverage, but it just snuck through there. Pass intended for number 80,
Fastball
Brandon
incomplete.
Johnson.
Derek and
Knights
Luke
knock it
Ferguson
down.
on the defense.
The coverage for the
Coverage
Knights
was
was
really tight.
was Luke Bergeson, and what Ashley didn't see and got away with is Derek Bergeson was coming from
Fourth
the
down
other
and
side,
13.
a half a beat different, and that's going the other way. Derek
Yeah.
was
Thomas
stepping
at
in
the
front of
kick.
that.
Cooper deep for the night.
I don't think they're going to be fooling with any fake punts here as Thomas set to punt. They do that pause
that's
Australian
mostly-
football sort of a
Mostly to let the kick the
Ball
punt team
touched
get
at the
down in
49
coverage.
yard line.
So
Nice
he'll hold that
takeover.
ball as long
Flag.
as he
First and
can.
10
flag in the
from Moses
backfield,
Lake.
and I'm
It's going to be
they got a
holding against
holding.
Moses Lake, and I'm
Knights will
not
decline
sure.
that.
There's a holding penalty.
Not sure if
indicated
they'll
against the
decline
Chiefs.
it or they'll try to get a kick that can be returned. You do remember Thomas's first kick only went 7 or 8 yards. So I think they
Yeah,
might
make him
assess
do
the
it
penalty
again.
and push him back and make him do it again.
All right.
We'll see if the net return for the Knights is any different. They would have had the ball on about their own 45-yard line if they would have declined that penalty.
The flag's right about the 15, so it's going to move it back to about the 7.5 yard line. So it puts them a little bit deeper. The Knights will probably bring some heat. Fourth down and long for the Chiefs as they set up in punt formation.
He's going to be
Now they
standing
get the
about 3
whistle.
yards deep in the end zone here on this one, so even a bad snap could be a disastrous situation here. He's-
I don't know what he's trying to do. But Cooper, if he gets a nice bounce, is going to pick it up. He's going to get a few more yards out of this than he would have gotten, about 10 more,
Cooper Christensen.
as he goes
returns
out
it
of bounds
close
inside
to
the 40.
35-yard
So
line.
it's a
Out
net
of
difference of
bounds there.
about 20, almost 20 yards here by accepting the penalty and forcing Thomas to kick it again. Ball's going to be spotted on the Chief 36-yard line. That's where the Knights will start this second possession after scoring a touchdown
First and
from
10 from the 36.
Caleb to Cooper on the first series. Cooper a big part of that drive with a fake punt. Let's see what the Knights have in store here.
Christensen throws it on this left side inside screen,
The top
turns
one.
it right between as the lineman rumble around behind him. Cooper heads upfield, gets to the linebackers.
Coach Allred barking
Pass
some
complete to Cooper
commands to
Christensen.
Caleb for next
Eric
time
Ferguson
around.
recovers the
Wanting a
fumble at the
different
31.
read on that play.
5-yard
A
gain,
good
7 and
5-yard
5.
gain on
That's
that screenplay.
3 catches for Cooper as the Knights try to get the ball in his hands almost as much as the Chiefs tried to get it into Thomas' hands on that first drive.
3 receivers wide right for the Knights.
Four-man defensive front for the Chiefs.
Lots
Well
of time
blocked.
to throw. Lets it go in the corner. And it's just going to get out of the bounds of that corner. He had to tuck it for just a couple more steps,
Cooper in
and
the
they ran out
end
of
zone,
real estate.
Well,
in that
he had to
corner.
make a decision whether he was going to take off and run the ball himself or he was just going to fire it in a place where he thought his guy could get to it and their guy couldn't. So he figured he was going to take the chance and throw that ball deep. Incomplete pass, 3rd down and 5 for the Knights. Same formation for the Knights, 3 receivers wide to the right, tight end to the left.
It's time to give to Hernandez on that left side.
Hernandez
Lots of
on the
room to
carry,
run
makes it
on
across
the
around the
outside,
left
still on his
side.
feet
Brought
inside the
down inside
15-yard
the
line, down near
15-yard
the
line.
10. Well, they're going to mark him
Stepped out of
down
bounds.
at the 14. But a first down for the Knights.
Ball is marked at the 14-yard line, 1st and 10.
That's a 17-yard gain. Three carries for 33 yards for Caleb, and I really like that play call because I think they were thinking pass all the way, and a little misdirection there.
Eric Meyer in for Hernandez. As he'll motion out of the backfield, empty backfield for Christensen. That tight cluster on the right side. He'll let it go right in the middle, wide open.
Wide
Derek
open.
Ferguson as Christensen able to read his reads and
Christensen to
find
Derek
that open
Ferguson,
man
right
to
up the
Ferguson
middle.
for a score.
What happened there is in that cluster, coming out of that cluster, there was some confusion by the
2 minutes
defensive
and
backs
3
of the
seconds
Chiefs.
to go in the
3
first
guys
quarter.
ended up following Luke,
Yeah.
and nobody followed Derek. Linebacker number 22, Purcell, tried to make up ground there and get back, but just wasn't able to.
They're watching too much Wenatchee film as Luke lit it up
Merrill's
against
extra point's
Wenatchee. As
good.
the extra
Knights
point is good.
14.
Knights jump out to a 14-0 lead. You're watching RoyalKnightsFootball.com.
Mud, no problem. Bugs, no problem. Nasty road salt, no problem. Splash and Dash can handle it all. Our amazing features include undercarriage wash, hot wax, clear coat protectant, and 24/7 service. Our floor heat and automatic doors keep us open even on the coldest and snowiest of days. And to top it all off, unlike the Knights, our vacuums suck. We know the road to the dome is a dirty one. Let Splash and Dash be a part of your game plan. Follow us on Facebook at Splash and Dash Car and Truck Wash for special promotional offers. Locally owned and operated, we truly care about our customers.
Vega set to kick off again for the Knights. A little bit of a breeze in his favor will be at his back. 25 Visker and can you see
80 Johnson, Brandon Johnson.
both back to receive.
Vega is set to kick.
Nice high kick. Again, down near the 5-yard line. Straight up the middle by Visker. And he's cut down just across the 25 of the 26-yard line.
A couple guys getting off the bottom of that pile, Caleb Hernandez and Race Eilers. Race Eilers playing with his left hand bandaged up, and
Fisker on the return.
the fact that he's
Myrick.
bandaged up has
One
near
of the
no
Knights
surprise
helping with that tackle.
to
First and
anybody.
10.
It'll only be surprised if it
27-yard line.
hurt playing
That,
football.
that I was going to say that could have happened opening his door this morning. Who knows?
It's a fine family tradition.
First down and 10. Third possession for the Chiefs. They've given up 2 passing touchdowns to the Knights and haven't had much momentum since their first drive.
Oh, lots of room on that straight up the middle drive as that Cooper Christensen comes up and stops that after about a 13, 14-yard gain out to the 40-yard line as assignments looked like they were abandoned right there on that dive play. Lots of room to run straight.
Yeah, the C's opened for Navoa, and he got through even past the linebacker level with no resistance. Cooper from the safety position comes up and limits him. 3 carries now for 10 yards for Navoa.
1st and 10 from the 40 for the Chiefs.
Knights look like
Long
they're bringing
count.
pressure from the outside.
And the ball's on the ground as they tried to read option
Fumble
that.
on the play picked
And
up.
is that Kevin Reyes that got it?
No, it was Garcia, 53.
53 got on it.
Yeah.
The Knights
Garcia with the
jump on
recovery for the
that
night.
fumble. I don't know if Ashley was trying to pull it out of Navoa's gut or vice versa, but the ball
Yeah.
fell right on the
First
ground
and 10
between them,
Knights
and
from the
Carlos
38
jumped right
yard
on
line.
it.
I don't know how much they have a true read game. I think that was just a mishap on a handoff. Knights are going to have great field position here with under a minute and a half left in the first quarter. Fake to Hernandez.
Long throw
Goes
down
deep.
the side to Luke Bergeson. That's going to off the
Off
ends of
his
his hands,
fingertips.
just a little bit long.
6 inches of difference there, and that's a touchdown as he got 3 steps behind his man. And Caleb, I mean, hard to criticize anybody in that situation. If he could have got a little air under it, maybe it makes a difference. But what I like to see is that even though that wasn't completed, the receivers are getting open, right?
Yeah.
And so don't give Caleb too many
Pass
chances. He'll
attempted
keep
incomplete.
finding
It's
those
2nd and
guys.
10.
Stop clock after the incomplete pass, so a minute and 20 seconds left in the first quarter.
Give to Hernandez following a blocker
Great
up the
blocking.
middle and ended up doing a cartwheel.
Hernandez
Number
on the carry,
47
down to
brings
the
him
31-yard
down.
line.
Cruz Vasquez, but not
Third down
until
and 3.
they'll mark him at the 31. So that is a 7-yard gain. 3rd down and 3.
Great block for Jose Medina getting out to the linebacker level, clearing one of those linebackers out with a pancake block, allowing Caleb to pick up those 7 yards and bring up a much more manageable 3rd down play here. Now it's Eric Myrick in the backfield. Eric will
They'll
get the
give
ball.
to him. He steps to
Myrick.
the right or to the left, and then quickly to the right.
He gets
I want
pushed
to see
back.
where they
First down
mark him.
marker.
He might be just a little bit
They're
short.
about at the 29, probably half a yard short. The Knights will quickly go to the line,
Yeah,
which is what they're doing.
Needed 3, picks up 2. We'll see if this is sneak with Caleb and some running backs behind him, or if they try to do
An
anything a
offset,
little.
and they'll give a
They're not
free
gonna
5
have to-
yards
they're not
down.
gonna
The
have to
defense
run a
is gonna
play.
jump.
It's going to be a jump on the left side of the Moses Lake defense. Be a 5-yard penalty and give the first down automatically to
5-yard
the
penalty
Knights.
will give the
No
Knights
blood,
the
sweat, and
first
tears
down
required.
at the 24-yard line.
Running to just over 30 seconds left in the quarter. Knights with the ball down to the 24-yard line. They'll run one play here before the break, or at least one play, I guess.
3 receivers wide left for the Knights.
Shift-
Myrick, the running back, next to Christensen. He vacates out. They're going to get it in his hands on the left and off his hands, trying to run before he secured that ball, falls incomplete. 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, definitely a drop. It was a well-thrown ball. Myrick, I
Pass
think, had some
attempt out to
green
Myrick, incomplete.
field in
It's
front of
2nd
him
and
and got
10.
a little excited about turning upfield, and going to be incomplete pass. Avery Ellis is
Avery
going to
Ellis
come into
in
the game for the Knights.
on offense. Probably begging the coach
He
to
must
call
be
his
feeling-
number. And
Must
they're-
be feeling all right. Cooper Christensen, single coverage, far on the far left side of the formation.
They'll play action to him. Caleb runs to his right, lets that ball go, and might just be a little short of a first
Pass
down.
complete.
To Luke Bergeson.
Caleb Christensen out
But
to Luke
no,
I think they're gonna
Bergeson.
call
I
the
think they're going to
first
call
down.
him in the first down
Enough
in
for
that
the
pattern.
first
Run
down.
well,
The
just enough for a
13-yard
first down.
Going to be an 11-yard gain on Luke's first catch. He's got to keep pace with brother Derek.
And they're not going to get this playoff, and this first quarter is going to end with your Royal Knights leading the Moses Lake Chiefs by a score of 14-0. We'll take a quick break, come back for second
That's
quarter
the end of the
action.
first quarter.
You're watching RoyalKnightsFootball.com.
All growers know that water is not only a key to life, but also a key to their success. The age-old question must always be answered: when to water and how much? Fortunately, the team at Principal Ag makes it easier to answer those questions correctly than ever before. Did you know that good soil water management also improves nutrient uptake and crop storability? Let them provide you with the data and tools that you need to make effective decisions in managing your resources and optimizing your production. They can help you monitor and measure your soil moisture, environmental variables, plant water use, and more with a suite of sensors and imaging tools that deliver actionable data wherever you are. The best part is that when you call, they answer. With unparalleled service, Gents, Mike, and the rest of the team are ready to meet with you in the office or in the field to provide training, insight, and experience. Your success is their mission. Visit them at principalag.com or give them a call at 509-731-4625.
Hey guys, Micah Chen here from Cascadia Preps. Looking for the best coverage of high school football? Cascadia Preps is your #1 stop for all things high school football, team rankings, game analysis, and weekly podcasts from around the state. Visit us today at cascadiapreps.com.
Back for second quarter action. Knights will have a 1st and 10 from the Chiefs'
13-yard
line. Myrick in at running back. Christensen has the ball, steps up in the pocket. Oh, and the
Loses the
ball comes
ball.
out, but it's covered by Jose
One
Medina.
of the linemen, is it Medina?
No, it's
it's
Eddie Jimenez.
Jimenez, number 56, the right tackle. So that's going to go as a loss of a
recovers
few
the fumble
yards
for the
there. Actually,
Yeah,
it's going to
Caleb
be
tried to step up in the pocket, and it collapsed in on him. And as he's bringing the ball down to secure it, popped out, and Eddie able to get on that. Brings up a second down
Loss
and
of
long
about 10 yards on the play. It's second
10
down and
yards.
20.
A little bit of some pressure that time by the Chiefs,
Yeah.
and Caleb didn't see what he
About
wanted
the
to see on first option,
23-yard line.
and so he was looking downfield, scanning, and felt the pressure. Ball gets knocked out of his hands. See if the Knights can make up the difference here on second down.
The receivers near side here to the left as they'll give to Myrick, and he's met by
Myrick
the defensive
on the carry.
line, particularly Shevchuk.
So
Alex Shevchuk.
It's going to be a short gain.
About a
of
yard.
Shevchuk
Only
on the
about a yard.
tackle for the Chiefs.
And the one thing that does do is create some energy there on the Chiefs sideline, as they're hoping to get the Knights off the field and not give up any points here after the Knights got the ball
Gain a
in the red
yard,
zone
third
here
down.
early in the second quarter. 4-man front for the Chiefs, 2 linebackers. Knights will spread out their defense with 3 receivers wide to the left.
Christensen has Hernandez to his left. He'll roll to his left.
Got time.
Looks to
Scans
go on
the
the far
field.
backside. He's got Bergeson there. What a throw. What a
Oh,
catch.
wow.
That
that
was
is
like-
a highlight play
That-
for sure.
You know what that? I don't know. I'm just tipping my hand to my BYU Cougars at Zach Wilson's pro day, and that's the exact same sort of throw. Not as far, but through his left and just flicked it out on that right side, just in the pocket of Luke Bergeson. Great throw, great catch.
Had plenty of time to get that off. And just a few plays into the second quarter, Knights go up 3 touchdowns.
Romero extra point is up and good. Early in the second quarter, Knights jump
Romero's
out to a
extra point
21-0
good,
lead. You're
Knights
watching
21.
RoyalKnightsFootball.com.
The Farmers Business Network helps you, the producer, level the playing field by creating unprecedented transparency and competition for your business. We offer direct from the manufacturer convenience and pricing, as well as 0% financing until January 2021 on all chemical, seed, equipment, and operating loans. Be sure to check out our website at fbn.com, or better yet, contact your local Washington representative, Michael Hebden, at 509-989-9756. That's Michael Hebden at 989-9756. Proudly serving farmers first.
Royal Dairy, dedicated to making the world's best ingredient, milk, for one of the world's greatest companies, Dairygold. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Royal Dairy, or check out our website at theroyaldairy.com.
Vegas at the kick.
So Caleb Christensen's done a good job spreading the ball around. He's thrown 3 touchdowns all to 3 different receivers, one to Derek Bergeson, one to Cooper Christensen, and one to Luke Bergeson.
Angel Vega kick a little bit into the wind this time, taken inside the 20, bounced start on the 15, and Eric Myrick covers
takes it,
Johnson
first
very
up by
well.
Myrick. And then
Yeah.
Race Eilers and
That's
Andon
Delfo.
Delfo.
Race has been in on almost every special teams tackle so far tonight, and that was a great job not allowing them to
19-yard
get
line.
outside the 20-yard line. So, brothers Luke and Derek each have 2 catches for 33 yards and each have 1 touchdown, keeping pace. Isn't that cute?
That's charming.
Spread formation left here for the Chiefs.
Ashley, the give to Novoa. He
That's the
breaks
dive
through the
to-
first would-be tackler,
Derek
but meets
Ferguson and
Avery Ellis
both
and Derek
there
Ferguson
for the
both
defense.
Yeah, I
out
haven't.
to the 23
Navoa on the carry.
yard line.
He did gain about 4 yards. Second down, 6.
4-yard gain, 2nd and 6.
Boy, the
for
Chiefs went
Chiefs.
from almost exclusively passing on their first drives and now much more run heavy. Have you been watching Avery to see how he's moving around a little bit here?
Here he goes right here as they look like they're showing some
They're going to bring some pressure.
And the throw goes, and Lorenz gets behind, and he's going to get over the top of
Pass
the
complete.
deep safety. And there's
Ashley
pressure on
Thomas
Ashley, and
for a
he put
touchdown
that
for the
throw
Chiefs.
right on Thomas. And a good play.
Well
by the
thrown
Cougars.
ball. And it is an 87-yard touchdown. That was
So-
Thomas, right?
It was Thomas. Lorenz Thomas on the receiving end from Ashley. So breathe some life into that Chiefs sideline.
He's completed 5 out of 7, and that's the first time he's really thrown a deep ball and able to just get out beyond Gunnar Anderson and then outrun him. Well thrown ball.
Iden Bone, the kicker, and it is up and good. Chiefs on the board. 9:32 left to go in the first half.
Extra points good.
Royal
We have
Knights 21,
9:32
Chiefs
to go in
7.
the
You're
first
watching
half, 9:21 Chiefs 7.
RoyalKnightsFootball.com.
At Simplot Grower Solutions, we believe our responsibility to the planet begins right here in our community, where we live, work, and play. Unity and pride drive a winning team of farmers, partners, and Simplot employees who work hard to feed our local communities and the world beyond. It's an honor to support the community that has supported our business year after year and generation to generation. Thanks for your partnership. Check out our website at simplot.com.
Ode to the new Subway flatbread sandwiches. Took Subway to make a flatbread sandwich great, light, airy, and fresh toasted till its flavor reaches the towering peaks of Mount Delicious. This flatbread sandwich has the mammoth-sized taste to plug whatever hole your appetite's got. Try a big, bold new steak and bacon melt, or put on your fancy pants and try the new chicken Florentine with spinach artichoke spread. Only at Subway. Subway. Eat fresh. For a limited time at participating restaurants.
So what I won't do anymore is talk about how Moses Lake's been too run heavy lately.
Yeah,
and I need to
they throw over the top.
21-7 Knights lead, but only took 50 seconds of game time for the Chiefs to score.
Driving kick that's gonna
Gonna
stay
stay in
inside.
bounds.
Cooper scoops it up right about the 5-yard line. Tries to make a few guys miss. Good coverage outside to the
actually-
15 or 16-yard line.
It's actually Luke.
Oh, it's Luke. I thought
Yeah.
that was Cooper on this side.
No.
Luke Ferguson on
Luke
the
Ferguson
return.
on the
for the
return.
17
It'll by
yard
far
Brought
be the
down-
worst field position for us to start the drive for the Knights.
Brought down initially by Walker Wittis.
Definitely
First and 10
some
Knights
definitely
from
some
their own
energy
17-yard line.
for the Chiefs. They're not going to go away, that's for sure. Knights are going to have to keep the pressure on offensively.
Knights will spread the field. Hernandez, the running back. Christensen throws on that left side off the hands of his intended receiver.
Intended for Hernandez coming out of the backfield.
Pass attempt out to Hernandez, incomplete.
And I like the play call, but he's been throwing, like I said, he's had a couple misses that have just been a little bit wide. Trying to get Thomas vacated out of that area with Cooper on him and then get the ball out of the backfield. We'll see what they do here.
the give as he splits the left side across the
Hernandez
20.
out across the 20
Is that
to the
Hernandez?
21-yard line.
Yeah, Hernandez on the carry.
Out just past the 20. So a few yards, 4-yard gain, 3rd down and 6.
4-yard gain. It's 3rd and 6. from the
5th carry
21.
for Hernandez tonight. He's got 44 yards. So a little bit longer down in distance than Knights have had for the most part tonight. 4-man front consistently for the Chiefs. Well blocked for the Knights.
Caught by Cooper Christensen on a
Give it to
good
Cooper.
throw and a good
Christensen.
possession 3rd down.
We do
throw
have
and
a
catch.
penalty
Run
marker.
out of bounds.
It was
Is it in the
thrown to the
backfield?
Moses
There's a flag
Lake
on the
side
field.
of the field, but I'm not sure exactly what the call is going to be.
Let's see what the white hat has to say. He'll say sideline
sideline
violation.
warning
So
is
it's
all.
not going to be anything except the next time it will result in yardage penalty.
I believe that's a
1st and 10
sideline
for the
warning
Knights.
against for Moses Lake. Dino Markov.
So I lost track then
First
because I
down
saw
at
the
30
flag.
yard
Who
line
caught that?
for the play.
Cooper.
Cooper caught that. It's his 4th catch. And what yard line were we on? About the 21. I think that was about a 9-yard gain. That's what I'm giving him until somebody tells me different.
Nobody's going to say a thing as Christensen throws on that again screen. As Cooper tries
Cooper
to elude
Christensen
some
on the
tacklers,
reception.
and he'll get brought down about
at
the
34-yard line.
34-yard line.
4-yard gain.
2nd down and 6.
And the Knights working the short stuff with the passing game here,
Purcell with the stop.
letting Caleb make some easy throws and giving Cooper a chance to make some plays in the open field.
Yeah, that's
But
they're
well
trying-
defended. They kept him in front and bring him down for just a 4-yard gain.
Two receivers wide to the right. Jace Allred in down here on the bottom. Play action. Caught. Oh, is it caught? Oh, no. Oh, no. It
It's
touched up
intercepted.
about 4 times as Derek had the ball, and it came in and out, up and down, bounced off some helmets,
Picked it off.
and
Down
good
at the 40.
opportunistic interception for the Chiefs.
Yeah, number 22 for the Chiefs is Jackson Purcell, and that's an interception of opportunity for sure, as Derek Bergeson just wasn't able to get a firm grip on the ball, and he probably batted it at least 3 times.
Yeah, it was kind of back
and
on
went
his back
straight up in
hip,
the air.
and it kind of went up in the air, and he had it. Then it got. I think it even got knocked out again. The result is Chiefs have the ball on the Knights' 40-yard line.
Their best
trailing
field
by
position of the night.
as they hand it off to Novoa, straight up the middle across the 30 down near the 26-yard line.
Carried Derek Bergeson with the tackle. It's
14-yard
27-yard
gain.
line. That's the first down for the Chiefs.
Well, we'll see a 13-yard gain to the 27-yard line. Now, trailing 21-0, they get a quick score, make it 21-7. If they could find a way to get scored here, right back in it.
Yeah, they could get right back in it. Then this Knight defense has to stiffen up here. Looks like it's Dylan Allred into the game at middle linebacker for Avery Ellis right now.
Ashley looks to throw on that far side to Thomas and knocked
Nearly
down.
intercepted by Gunnar
Anderson.
Anderson.
Coverage really well over
Bracketed.
the top.
Bracketed coverage. Eric Myrick on the short side and Gunnar Anderson on the top side. Have Thomas bracketed, and the ball goes a little long, and Gunnar has a dive for it, but he's probably the only guy that had a chance at it.
Everett Ashley delivers a pretty good ball.
He stands tall in the pocket and does a decent job. Probably, well, I won't say probably, definitely the best quarterback that we've faced, passing
year.
quarterback for
This
sure,
year.
that we've faced this season. He's going to have Novoa in the backfield with him again. I wonder if Guzman's hurt.
Throws in the middle, and almost
Same
got
idea.
that. That's Derek. No, that's Luke. Snuck around the front side. He was kind of in coverage. It's like in the last second, he just snuck his hands out in front and almost got him to stick to his mitts.
Tried to get the ball to Zach Ryer, the tight end there was the intended receiver.
That's a 10.
3rd down and 10.
Luke Bergeson there with the defense. It's 3rd down for the night for the Chiefs.
Knights brought a little more pressure that time. 3rd down and 10. You got to expect a passing situation here, although Novoa's had decent success running up the middle on the Knights. That's
And
what they'll
give
do
it to him,
again.
and he gets popped by, I'm going to say that's
Carlos Garcia, number
53.
53, holds him to just a 1-yard gain.
26-yard line.
That brings up
Gain of a
fourth
yard,
down
it's
and 9
4th
for the
down.
Chiefs on the Knights.
They've got nothing to
26-yard
lose
line.
here. They're going to go for it with 6.5 minutes here left in the second quarter. A little late getting the play call in, so it looks like they're going to have to call a timeout here to make sure that they don't go from 4th and 9 to 4th and 14. As they take a timeout, we'll take a timeout too. You're watching RoyalKnightsFootball.com.
Just like Royal Football beats up on opponents, Fielding Law Group beats up on insurance companies. If you've been injured in an accident that was not your fault, give Fielding Law Group a call and join a winning team. You've got a friend in Fielding. Go Knights.
The great thing about an old truck is you can treat it like an old truck, which is exactly why you got a truck in the first place. It's not old, it's broken in. So keep it running longer, stronger, with quality parts and a whole lot of Napa know-how. That's not gonna buff out.
It's your family road trip, your limousine, your business. It's what you drive. Take care of it at Point S Tire and Auto Service. For tires and expert service you can trust. Get to the point. Point S, expert
4th down
service
and 9 yards to
guaranteed.
go.
Fourth down, as Ashley has Novoa directly behind him in the backfield in that short pistol formation. Looks to throw, lets it go in the middle, and is it complete? They're going to say he caught it to Thomas.
To Thomas at the 5-yard line.
As he had some time to throw and he had time to find Thomas across the middle, brings it all the way down inside the 10-yard line. That looks
Ball
like it's
is
marked
marked at
about
the
on the 6-yard line, 1st and goal for the Chiefs.
The only guy to catch a pass tonight for the Chiefs is Thomas, and he's caught 6 of them for 130 yards. Gets them into great field position here, 1st and goal. See if they try to pound it in or they try to do a little misdirection and get the ball in the air. Give to Novoa.
Right off the bat
Novoa on the carry.
on that right side dive.
I don't think he's going to
Garcia.
get anything here.
No gain on the play. Garcia there for the Knights.
Garcia again on the stop.
Dylan Allred also from linebacker position gets up there and makes things difficult for Novoa.
2nd down and goal from the 6-yard line.
Coach Griffith said he definitely thinks that his Chiefs are playing better than they have.
Timeout, Moses Lake.
As the season progresses, they're going to take a second timeout to try to make sure they get the right play call. We'll take a timeout too. You're watching RoyalKnightsFootball.com.
Navigating the paperwork mountain that can come with hiring a large temporary work crew can feel overwhelming. Taxes, fines, fees, there's a lot to remember. The guys at Rangeview Ag Labor are ready to help you with all your ag labor needs. Picking, pruning, weeding, harvesting, they'd be happy to help. You can reach the Rangeview Ag office at 509-488-5099. Fully licensed and insured, they have services available to farmers all around the Columbia Basin. Rangeview Ag Labor, 488-5099.
From the most trusted name in the Columbia Basin comes Callahan Gravel. You'll love Callahan's rock-solid product. Multiple applications include driveways, roads, stackyards, and landscaping. A pothole's worst nightmare. Call Callahan Gravel at 346-22.
Ashley's going to get the snap, the give to Novoa, stretch it on that right side, stopped near the 5-yard line, maybe a 1-yard gain just inside the 5.
Derek Bergeson, first night with some help from some teammates. Just
Down to the
inside
4,
5 now.
third down and goal from the 4-yard line.
You got to figure they got to stop them twice here. They want to be aggressive and try to really seize momentum after they were the most recent ones to score. Knights went up 21-0. Moses Lake scores on a long passing play. to Thomas, and if they can get another one here, they've got to be really feeling good about themselves.
And the flag flies at the last second as they were going to go on a dive right up the middle.
What might that
Penalty
be?
flags on the field.
Delay of game.
Called against.
Wow.
Called a slate.
5 yards back.
Yeah. Makes a little more difficult
That seems
proposition
fast.
here from 3rd and 4 to 3rd and 9. 3rd and goal
Third and
from
goal
the
from the
9.
9-yard line.
But sometimes that's not the end of the world if you've got a pass play called. You give yourself a little more room to work with and maybe not quite as congested. And so we'll see. We'll
Still-
see what the Chiefs do here.
Still felt awful quick on the trigger. Play action. Ashley.
Here comes the pressure.
Pressure, and he's got to skip left and skip right, and they're going to trip him up right about the 10-yard line at the end. Elliot Delay's the one that got his hands on him.
Delay.
Medina first changed his direction, and then Carlos Garcia flipped him the other way, and Elliot Delay just enough to get his hands on him to trip him up in the 10-yard line. And it's as though they're going to
Essentially no gain there. It's going to be 4th down and goal from the 10, and
they're
it looks
lining up
like
for a 27-yard field
they're
goal
going to
from
try
the
to
right hash.
they're going to try to kick the field goal here. Ashley is the holder, so there could be a fake. A little bit of a low snap. The hold is good. The kick is up.
And the kick is good.
And the kick's good.
Good for
yeah.
3 points. 3:41 left to go in the
Field
first
goal
half.
is good.
Knights lead still, but it's 21-10
So
as the
we have
Chiefs get a field
3:41
goal on
in
the
the
board.
first
You're
half,
watching
remaining
RoyalKnightsFootball.com.
Well, James, you finally got that license, huh?
Look, you can stop me once or twice, but nobody denies the James 3 times. Nobody.
Well, champ, what's up next?
Pron's gonna be pretty big, but there's no need to fight over the James, ladies. The green machine seats 5, runs like a dream, purrs like a bobcat. You got Napa and the James to thank for that.
Oh, good luck. And that's James.
Keep your champion running longer, stronger with Napa Know-How.
Hey guys, Micah Chen here from Cascadia Preps. Looking for the best coverage of high school football? Cascadia Preps is your #1 stop for all things high school football, team rankings, game analysis, and weekly podcasts from around the state. Visit us today at CascadiaPreps.com.
Well, after the Knights scored 3 straight passing touchdowns, it's
Luke
the
Ferguson,
Chiefs who've
Cooper
scored the
Christensen
last
deep,
2
and Bones
times.
set the kick.
One on a touchdown on a long pass of their own, and then just kicked the field goal to bring this to a 21-10 margin. So the momentum right now with the Chiefs. See if the Knights can get a good return here to set themselves up with good field position the last few minutes of the second quarter. Bone to kick.
They try to punch that to the outside, and it stays in bounds
Ferguson
inside the 5.
on the
Luke
return.
Ferguson straight up the
Takes
middle,
it
out
to the
near the
20-yard
20-yard
line.
line on the return. So the Knights have an 80-yard field with a little over 3.5 minutes left to go in the first half to try to
1st and 10
extend the
Knights
lead they have
from the
at
20.
21-10.
Yeah, they'll spot it exactly at the 20 on the left hash. So, yeah, they've got to navigate these 80 yards in 3 minutes and 33 seconds or less. Eric Myrick in the backfield with Christensen.
3 receivers wide right. Quick throw on that right side.
Well
Ferguson
with the completion
all the way
across
outside the 40.
taken out.
Near midfield.
Visser
We'll see
at
where
the
the side judge
45.
marks it.
From the 20.
It looks like they're going to say he stepped out at the 40.
Ball's
So
marked at the 40-yard line, 1st and 10. Knights.
20-yard
gain.
When they keep it in increments of 10 yards, it
They
makes
can do
easy,
that.
easy math, huh?
3 receivers near side to the left.
Give
They
to
give
Myrick.
to Myrick
Myrick
and
takes a pop. The ball come loose.
They acted like something happened, but it's a 2 or 3 yard loss as they got penetration in that right interior line.
There's no doubt that the Chiefs are amped right now. It's going to be a 2-yard loss.
2-yard loss on the play. It's 2nd and 12.
Knights'
The
offensive line's got to
38.
step up that level of intensity themselves here. Make sure they keep this offense flowing.
Christensen has the ball. Caught Aldo Faria,
Aldo
steps inside one would-be tackler out of bounds in the Chiefs'
Run out of
territory
bounds.
at the 47-yard
Like
line.
47-yard line.
15-yard
That's
gain
first
on
down.
his first catch.
Aldo's been nursing an ankle most of the season.
Korea, so I'm
And,
with that first down reception.
Might be one of the
Caleb.
first offensive catches for him in the recent weeks. Is a quick throw out to Hernandez, and he lets it go again as he tries to run before he gets it in his hands. That's just youth.
That's twice that play looks like it's set up really well. Caleb with the K is beating himself up a little bit. Caleb with the C, trying to give him a little encouragement. Incomplete pass stops the clock.
2nd down and 10. Ball remains on the Chiefs' 47-yard line. Christensen rolls to his right, throws to his right. Derek Bergeson on the catch, and he should get a first down. I'm sure he had his eyes on that marker on the far side.
It would appear about
Almost
a yard
looks
short
like
of
they're
the
going to
first
mark
down.
him short.
I thought he went out just a hair short myself, and I think they're going to spot him 1 yard short. 9-yard gain.
3rd down and 1.
4 catches and 62 yards for Derek so far through the air.
They'll throw on that screen. Oh, Luke Bergeson comes off of his hands. That's definitely a forward pass. Falls incomplete.
Pass
Leaves it
incomplete,
fourth down
and 1.
very short.
Wow, there's been some drops for sure on some balls that have been delivered well. The completion percentage can't be blamed entirely on Caleb for sure, but he's going to run a sneak here.
That's
and
right
he's gonna
over a
pick
310-pounder.
Yeah, he's going to pick up 4 yards when he only needed 1.
Let's give
Caleb Christensen.
let's give Denton Jenks some juice on that.
Yeah. Denton Jenks, the
Nice
sophomore
first
starting
down.
center for the Knights.
A 6'3", 310-pound Saul Villa right over center, and that was about 4 or 5 yards. Moved the ball.
4 yards.
1st and 10 for the Knights. 3 receivers near side on the left. Christensen throws it on that right side, just a little bit out of the reach of Cooper. Christensen falls incomplete.
Cooper had the inside step on
David
Thomas.
Cooper incomplete. 2nd and 10.
If he caught it, they were even. He may have been leaving. But it's an incomplete pass, brings up 2nd down for the Knights. Offensive line, got to keep stepping up here and giving Caleb time as he rolls to his left, looking downfield. Overthrown.
Overthrown and
Another
number
interception.
22.
That's Purcell. That's his second
intercepted at
interception.
the 30-yard
Stops
line.
the drive
And he
for the
marked at the
Knights, and they're going to
31.
get the ball back with 2 minutes left of their own. And I'm not sure what happened there. A little miscommunication on the routes or what Caleb saw. He's going to just clap his hands, come off the field, and reset himself mentally for the next time. But now it's the defense for the Knights that has to go to work here and try to prevent the Chiefs from scoring a 3rd straight score. It's going to be a formation here with no tight end. They're going to add an extra receiver. So this is what their 2-minute offense looks like.
2 receivers left and right. The give to Navoa, met right at the line.
Navoa on the
He's
carry.
going to be brought down by
Delay
number
with the
46,
stop.
Elliott Delay for the Knights.
Gain of a
1 yard
yard,
gain,
2nd and
2nd
9.
down and 9. Ashley looks to throw. Steps out of the pocket to the left. Lets it go long. Pass intended. Oh, man, he catches it. And
Pass
they're gonna,
interference
they're
as
gonna,
well.
They're going to get the Knights on pass interference as the pass is complete down to Asher Lindgren.
Lindgren is number 80.
Number 2 is who
Oh,
the
number 2.
Lindgren with the reception from Ashley.
Yeah, I think the call is going to be defensive pass interference. They will obviously decline that.
62-yard gain.
Defensive interference. The play will stand. 1st down. 1st and goal, Chiefs.
Ashley just getting too much time, and actually, when he does have pressure, he feels it, and he slides the pocket just a little bit and finds his man deep downfield.
Three receivers wide to the right on the short field. Ball at the 5-yard line, 1st and goal. Give to Navoa on the left side.
He's
in. Touchdown, Chiefs. So they're staring down the barrel at a 28-10 drive. Interception, quick pass down, and looking at the extra point, making it a 4-point game. Bones at the kick, the extra point. Kick is up and signaled. No good. Push to the right. So it will remain 21-16. Minute 10 left to go in the first half. Stay tuned. Knights have a little bit of time to see if they can do anything. You're watching RoyalKnightsFootball.com.
At Napa Auto Parts, we know that trucks are as varied as their owners, from small imports and full-size pickups to vans large and small, even bigger rigs. If you own a truck, Napa has more of what you need than anybody. So no matter what truck you drive, we've got the part or accessory for you. Well, almost every truck. At Napa Auto Parts, you'll find the largest selection of different parts and accessories available anywhere, and the most knowledgeable people in the business. Great products, great prices, and great people. That's Napa.
It's your family road trip, your limousine, your business. It's what you drive. Take care of it at Point S Tire and Auto Service for tires and expert service you can trust. Get to the point. Point S, expert service guaranteed.
Bergeson and Christensen deep for the Knights with a minute 10 left to go in the first half, leading by a much slimmer margin, 21-16. Knights had a 21-0 lead. Chiefs has put the last 16 points on the board. As he'll drive it right to that corner again. Taken by Bergeson about the 10-yard line. Steps in, steps out, right up the middle, and gets drugged down from behind right about the 30-yard line.
Better return. The Knights will have 69 yards of ground to cover here. So they got to go from, before they were trying to run a 3-minute offense, now they got to run a 1-minute offense here. And they got to make some good decisions. And the guys got to catch some balls. There's been too many drop balls here in the first half.
Knights will send 3 receivers wide to the right.
Avery Ellis into the game at running back for the Knights.
Quick throw on that right side, caught by, I'm going to guess that's Luke Bergeson out there. Can't see the number, but a good gain out, at least 8 yards. That is Luke.
Pass complete out to Luke
It's funny how when you can't even see the number, you kind of get a feel for these kids and the way they move.
Second down 2.
Quick play for the Knights. This time 3 receivers to the left side. Avery Ellis on the run. Watch out. Puts his shoulder down across midfield.
That's called determination there. Going to be a 12-yard gain on his first touch of the day.
Into Chiefs territory to their 49-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Knights.
I think he said, hey, Coach, things get a little intense. Maybe put me in
and the ball snap. It's going to get
He's going to have some time to do something with it.
See if they can do something. Throws it
wide
open. Luke Bergeson to the 40, down to the 30. Got an angle of pursuit, steps inside one man, and ends up getting knocked out of bounds near the 10-yard line. They'll mark him right at the 10-yard line, so it's going to be 1st and goal for the Knights. 25 seconds left to go, and all their timeouts. Yeah, and Caleb Christensen got a good bounce on that, turned around and just did a remarkable job of finding Luke wide open.
Luke was completely by himself. Nobody within 10 yards of him.
And we're going to have a timeout, I think, by the Chiefs. Let's see what happens.
25 seconds left in the half.
Well, it's not a timeout. It's just an official's timeout. We're playing again. Avery to the left of Christensen. Throws on that flat, caught by Derek Bergeson.
See what the weight room does for him.
Got him down to the 2-yard line.
But he's inside the...
Well, they were saying...
He was tackled in bounds.
Timeout on the field.
He was tackled in bounds, so it's going to be a... See where they spot the ball.
Right about the 2-yard line. So they call a quick timeout, 13 seconds left, with still 2 more timeouts. We'll stay right here and watch.
So if it's down to the 2, that's an 8-yard gain. With 13 seconds left, the ball is going to be, it's going to be 1st and goal from the Knights. Well, it's actually on the 3-yard line here.
This is this quick strike capability of the Knights offense that they certainly have great capabilities to move the ball quickly.
Both offenses have scored quick strike tonight for sure. Knights want to be the ones to finish off the half with this quick strike. I don't think that clock's right. It shouldn't be is that 1.8 seconds? Because it should be 13. Hold on, they got to get the clock right. They got to get the clock right because there was 13 seconds something on there.
They need to stop that. I think
The
the
officials
referee
know.
sees that, and they're going to fix that. There should be 13 seconds.
13 something.
13-7 is what I think it was.
And at that point, if the Knights throw the ball here, they're going to have
Now they got 17.
At least 2 attempts.
See what the referees, if they let that 17 stand or not.
No, they would already be getting things going here. I think they're going to. Oh, maybe they are. Maybe they are. That gives the Knights 3 tries if they throw the ball all 3 times.
Christensen looking to throw across the middle. What do we got?
Incomplete.
Knocked down, incomplete.
Incomplete. What are they doing?
Everybody's saying they need 13 seconds on the clock. The thing is there's probably 13-7 on it before, and the 17.
See, but now he's got it set to 1.3. He's not getting it right. That's not right.
There it is.
There we go. Incomplete pass. 3rd down and goal for the Knights. 13 seconds left in the half. Avery Ellis in the backfield for the Knights.
Christensen under center. Quick throw over the top. And, boy, knocked down to the last second. A pass intended for Elliott DeLay. 8.8 seconds left. It's 4th down. This play will remain to see if the Knights can get a score on the board, or will they try to kick? I don't think they'll kick. Typically, they don't in this situation.
So here's the thing. With 4th down, there's just one play. So that brings everything. You're not trying to preserve clock here. That brings everything back into play, even potentially a run here with Avery Ellis as a big load. Is that something that they might try to get going here? Nope, it's
Rolls out to his right.
He's going to keep it and run it in. Is he going to get in?
Oh, and he's going to get stopped just short. He's going to
Big
get
defensive
stopped
play
just
by
short.
the Chiefs as he's going to get knocked down at the 1-yard line. Only picks up 2 when he needed 3.
1.4 seconds left to go in the half as the Chiefs stop the Knights from scoring at the very end of this half.
You got to figure the Chiefs will probably just kneel down here and not take any chances with a fumble or anything like that. It's going to be inside the 1-yard line with just 1.4 seconds. But they can't kneel down in the end zone, so they can't just do a victory formation. They've got to get forward here. So I guess one potentiality is if the Knights can get some pressure and get a tackle in the backfield, it'll result in a safety. Going to be shotgun formation for the Chiefs. He's going to try to get rid of the ball.
Ball's going to go deep, and it's way up in the air and over both the defender and the Brandon Johnson, the intended receiver. And the half's going to end with the Knights leading the Moses Lake Chiefs by a score of 21-16. We'll run a commercial or two. We'll be back. Mike had a chance to talk with Coach Allred, and he had a good conversation with him, particularly about all the seniors and the state of this season. And so stay by your device that you're watching this on, and
if you're going to go get a snack, that's fine. Just turn up the volume. There won't be much to watch, but let's listen to this interview as Coach Allred talks through the seniors. Okay, here with Coach Allred again, and I want to take a few minutes to talk about some of your seniors that have been with you, obviously, for a long time. Some of them come out late and haven't played the full 4 years, but there's a lot of continuity in this senior group. They played together and were all key components in coming away with the state championship. The last time the state championship game was played, they're not going to get that opportunity this year. And like we talked about before, in this weird year, the media coverage has been pretty limited. And so I want to give a chance to kind of just talk about some of those seniors, what they mean to the program,
and what they mean to the program moving forward, I guess, as well.
Yeah. No, that's the funnest part of it is coaching these kids, especially the ones that have been here, well, all of them really, but the ones that have been with us. We knew early on this was a special class, and they've definitely exceeded expectations. And then, yeah, this year we get a new kid out. Kicker is Alicio Romero, who's kicking PATs and field goals, and he's been a lot of fun. He's a really good soccer player, but we're happy to have him come out. And a couple other kickers joined up, but he's the senior, and he's just a great personality, great kid.
Big shoes to fill there.
Yeah,
from Guerrero.
yeah. We don't have anybody nailing the end zone without a little help with the wind, but we've had some really good kicking going on. And then,
good.
Emmanuel Nunez has been with us on and off, and he's been a great teammate and help. And Andres Enciso, same kind of kid. He actually is really close to starting on offense, so he fills in quite a bit where needed. A big kid, big strong kid. But yeah, the Elliot DeLay, Kevin Reyes has just been great for us. Started last year both ways, and doing it again this year. Elliot's been just tearing things up along with Carlos Garcia and Jose Medina, who I think are both, particularly Jose with his size, he's a next level player. He's just more than proven at each game. He just destroys the line of scrimmage, so to speak, and creates all kinds of havoc.
It's been interesting because they've kind of got similar, like, big shoes to fill with Michael Perez being there last year and him kind of jumping into that spot, or whether it's the exact same responsibilities or not. It's certainly from the outside looking in, it's like, well, he's replacing Michael Perez, and he's done a great job. It's been a lot of fun to watch both of those guys up front.
Jose Medina he's playing mostly nose tackle, but he was a dynamic player a year ago. And he's just full effort every down. Like, he caused 2 fumbles against Wenatchee, one after he rushed the passer, came back downfield 15 yards and stripped the ball out of the receiver who caught the ball. Those are the kind of plays that we'll use for examples far into the future, is just kind of like play with the effort Jose Medina did. And they play both ways, him and Carlos, every play, every down, and I haven't seen him take a down off yet. They're a couple of the most impressive kids I've ever coached as far as effort and off-season work and work ethic. They've changed their bodies completely. Again, like I say, other kids like Elliot DeLay had done that too in the off-season workouts. And then obviously we got kids behind. I don't want to forget anybody.
Yeah.
Aldo Farias has done a great job, great speed, and been a 2-year starter at corner.
Had a nice touchdown last week.
Yeah, finally got up, and he tweaked his ankle on week 1, and so he's kind of been hobbled a little bit. He's kind of feeling better now, I think, and I think he's back to full strength, and so that's a good thing for us. I want to utilize him as much as possible on offense as well, because he's another threat that nobody knows a lot about, but he's got dynamic speed and a good athlete, good football player.
He caught one of my all-time favorite touchdowns last year.
Oh yeah, no, we'll never forget that. I won't ever forget it, and I always appreciate Aldo and all he's done for the program.
So if you take Carlos and Jose on the defensive front, turn them around, they're also on the offensive side of the ball. With the other senior would be Clayton Conrad,
yeah, who came out late this year. He had knee surgery, both knees actually, and was thinking maybe I just won't come out, and I could understand that. After the jamboree or scrimmage, I think he decided, you know what, I think I got one more shot at this. So we appreciate him coming out, and he's starting at right guard and doing a really good job. He's always been a dynamic, fast, or he was a little guy as a freshman, and then he's just grown up and got bigger, and but he's always aggressive and always gets after whether it's on offense or defense. So, and Clayton's been a great asset for us. So that's been helpful. Then you got obviously Caleb as well, who just puts in so much time and effort in the off season and during the season, and he really is what whether the kids want to admit it or not, they follow his lead. Not that they're just looking to Caleb, but I look for Caleb because he kind of runs the show on offense. We give him a lot of decisions. I'll call a lot of run plays that he'll change, and it's not because he's selfish, it's because that's what the defense has given us. And so I very seldom is he, I say, man, why did you do that? it's usually something I may have called that helps him make a mistake, but he's changing a lot of things at the line of scrimmage and been very comfortable and confident and been a great leader.
Yeah, from the outside looking in, it almost feels like he's an extra coach on the field in some ways. He's been in the system for a while, even though he hasn't been a starter for that very long, or just a 2-year starter. But there was some talk about him directing some guys before and after plays that even drew a comparison to Tom Brady, which was kind of fun to talk about. But it looked to me like last week after he came out of the game, he became the offensive coordinator on the sideline, also calling some plays, and so that was kind of fun to see.
He called the plays. I listened in, and I said we're running the ball, and
right.
If we're going to throw it, you got to go through me, and we called one pass play, but the receiver didn't know what he was doing, so Dylan ended up running the ball anyway. So the second half, we, in a type of game we had, we worked on running the ball a little bit, and we did a good job with that, I thought. But yeah, he's very comfortable calling the offense, and I think he could call an offense in a varsity game, do just fine.
Record-setting season last year, over 3,000 yards and over 50 touchdowns, and on a shortened season this year, his numbers look like they'd be on par if you extrapolated those out to a full season. So that's been fun to watch. Have we missed anybody besides Cooper?
Oh, besides Cooper? Oh, yeah, just Cooper. That's the only one. I was like, oh, yeah. Sorry, Coop. I knew
Cooper, the afterthought.
Yeah, just an afterthought. Kind of be hard to do without Cooper. Yeah, he's had a great run. Yeah, it's been awesome fun coaching him. And kid works hard in practice and in off season as well. Just he puts in the time. He's obviously very talented, but it's fun when you're hardest working kids, you're most talented. You're going to have a successful team, and I've said that for years, and I really believe it. And these kids do that. Yeah, Cooper's hard to stop. He's fun to watch. We obviously don't really plan for how many catches a kid's going to get or how many this or that. We don't really care. And it's obviously the first game with 9 catches over 200 yards. Right. He showed what he can do, and that kind of set him up for some double coverage the next couple of weeks. And so now we'll see what happens. It's back to obviously Luke Bergerson, and those other kids have proven that they can catch the ball and run routes as well. So it's been fun. But no, Cooper, we're certainly glad to have him, and he could play. Obviously, he's got an offer to Air Force, and I think he passed on it just because he wasn't sure he wanted to do the military thing, and I understand that. But that's the kind of talent he's got and ability. He's a big, strong, fast kid, and he's it's obviously fun to coach kids like that, but not just because they're talented, but because they work hard and they're great teammates. Tell you, like we take the kids out early in the second quarter last week, and there was not one kid complaining. All they did was support each other, and the next guys got in, and they just supported and cheered their teammates on, and honestly, that as a coach, somebody said, well, was that even any fun? I said, it absolutely was a blast, because I got to see our team support each other, and not one kid at least made mention of, oh, I needed more playing time, or my this or my that, and I think Cooper had 2 catches, and another kid's had 1 or 2 or 0, and they understand the idea behind this is more than just the stat line, and it's about helping each other and being a great teammate and being a great team, and that's where the rewards as a coach, and I think for each other, they learn a lot of life lessons if they'll just continue that. But that's been the funnest part about coaching this group.
Well, and you kind of hit on it a little bit there, but like I said, these guys on the field have done amazing things, but in the locker room and in practice, and what they mean to the kids that'll be here next year moving forward, that's also really fun to watch, and I think it's part of what makes Royal a program and not just a team that swings up and down depending on athletes or whatever sort of a thing. So we've really appreciated watching them, and I'm sure they've been a lot of fun to coach, and I appreciate your time talking about them, because it's as a guy that's followed them since grade kids, it's fun to see this culminating senior season for them to get a chance to get out there and play when maybe we thought there was going to be no football whatsoever. So that's been good, and I appreciate your time, Coach.
All right, thank you.
Your day means getting from point A to point B, as in bank or ballet. G for gym, W for work. When what you drive needs tires or service, get to Point S, Tire and Auto. a trusted neighbor with the right tires for how and where you drive, and certified techs to take care of what you drive. So you get to all the points in your day and home again safely. Get to the point. Point S Tire and Auto Service. Expert service guaranteed.
Royal Dairy, dedicated to making the world's best ingredient, milk, for one of the world's greatest companies, Darigold. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Royal Dairy, or check out our website at theroyaldairy.com. At Simplot Grower Solutions, we believe our responsibility to the planet begins right here in our community, where we live, work, and play. Unity and pride drive a winning team of farmers, partners, and Simplot employees who work hard to feed our local communities and the world beyond. It's an honor to support the community that has supported our business year after year and generation to generation. Thanks for your partnership. Check out our website at simplot.com. Navigating the paperwork mountain that can come with hiring a large temporary work crew can feel overwhelming. Taxes, fines, fees, there's a lot to remember. The guys at Rangeview Ag Labor are ready to help you with all your ag labor needs. Picking, pruning, weeding, harvesting, they'd be happy to help. You can reach the Rangeview Ag office at 509-488-5099. Fully licensed and insured, they have services available to farmers all around the Columbia Basin. Rangeview Ag Labor, 488-5099.
From the most trusted name in the Columbia Basin comes Callahan Gravel. You'll love Callahan's rock-solid product. Multiple applications include driveways, roads, stackyards, and landscaping. A pothole's worst nightmare. Call Callahan Gravel at 346-2208 to get rocked.
Just like Royal Football beats up on opponents, Fielding Law Group beats up on insurance companies. If you've been injured in an accident that was not your fault, give Fielding Law Group a call and join a winning team. You've got a friend in Fielding. Go Knights.
Mud, no problem. Bugs, no problem. Nasty road salt, no problem. Splash and Dash can handle it all. Our amazing features include undercarriage wash, hot wax, clear coat protectant, and 24/7 service. Our floor heat and automatic doors keep us open even on the coldest and snowiest of days. And to top it all off, unlike the Knights, our vacuums suck. We know the road to the dome is a dirty one. Let Splash and Dash be a part of your game plan. Follow us on Facebook at Splash and Dash Car and Truck Wash for special promotional offers. Locally owned and operated, we truly care about our customers.
Let's talk about some halftime stats that you've got tallied up, Mike.
Yeah, let's do. If you look at the stat line, the Knights are still, comfortably doing well, and the Chiefs not as much. But they've been opportunistic.
Very
and made some big plays. The Chiefs have only got 35 yards rushing on 12 carries, so less than a 3-yard average. The bulk of that is to 34 Navoa. He's got 10 carries. Actually, he's got 10 carries for 36 yards, which means the rest of the team has a negative 1 yard rushing. So he's had the load of the carries for sure for the Chiefs. Throwing the ball, Ashley's completed, I have unofficially 7 for 11 or 12. I'm not quite sure. 192 yards and 1 touchdown.
One of those on an 87-yard pass play, wasn't it?
One of those was an 87-yard pass play. It's been Thomas who's caught 6 of the 7. He has 6 catches for 130 yards and a touchdown. Asher Lindgren caught a 62-yard pass to get him down to the 5-yard line for their most recent score. So the first quarter was all Royal, the second quarter was all Moses Lake. And so that's where the stats stand for the Chiefs. For the Knights, they have 62 yards on 14 carries, so 4.5 yards per carry average. Caleb Hernandez has 5 carries for 44 yards. Eric Myrick's got 3 carries for 1 yard. Avery Ellis had that 1 carry for 12 yards. Cooper Christensen has technically 28 yards on a fake punt. And then that adds up to a lot more than 62, but then when you take off the sacks,
and the snaps over the head and things
and
like that.
that sort of a thing, right?
Now there's been several of those tonight too, which kind of compromise the drive that you're working on. So the Knights need to tighten up their execution and get back to fundamentals.
Caleb's completed 15 of 27 for 206 yards and 3 touchdowns, but 2 interceptions. Been pretty evenly spread around between 3 guys mainly. Derek's got 5 catches for 69. Cooper's got 5 for 42, and Luke's got 4 for 80. That's and each one of them have a touchdown. The only other one to have a catch is Aldo. He's got a 15-yard catch. So the Knights will get the ball here to start the second half, and I'm sure there was a lot of enthusiasm for Moses Lake down here in the end zone during the halftime break. The Knights went in the locker room, and I'm sure there was some serious conversation on how they're going to come out and approach this third quarter and try to turn the momentum a little bit.
Bone preparing to kick.
The Royal Knights fans have come alive a little bit here.
Yeah, we'll see that. We don't see it very often. The Knights, have not been in a ton of close games in the last 15 years. Really. And so that's what you see. You see
we saw it at Linden Christian in the state championship.
That's what I mean. Those
game,
sort of games, you'll see the Knights fan base really get excited. So
Knights need to treat this like a playoff game as well.
Driven right to the corner. He sure puts it right where he wants to, right in that corner. Luke brings it right straight up field, splits the defenders, just about gets through, and he's brought down by Jacob Good.
His best return so far out to the 35-yard line. They're definitely kicking it to him and away from Cooper. That's not accidental, but he's done a fine job securing the ball and giving the Knights decent field possession here to start the third quarter.
Ball on the 36-yard line as the Knights start this first possession of the second half. Tight cluster on that right side. Christensen will give to Avery Ellis, and
Avery's still up, a short gain.
Still stood up, but very short gain. Didn't really get his leverage and get his shoulders forward as he had to hop over one would-be tackler.
They're going to give him 2.
2 yards, second down
and
8.
38-yard line.
Christensen will be under center this time with that tight cluster to the right.
Quick pitch out to Ellis on that right side. Gets some blockers, and he's tackled well by
Ellis.
Credit.
No gain on the play.
That's Jacob Good again on a great open field one-on-one tackle. Third down, even perhaps a short loss on that play. Third down and long.
I would think Ellis would be more effective hitting it between the tackles.
Yeah.
With his agility maybe compromised just a little bit. He's going to stay in the game, but it's going to be 3 receivers to the left in a passing situation for the Knights.
And it's caught by Luke.
No,
Ferguson.
they're going to say he
it
dropped
fell to the
it.
ground. Too many drops tonight.
Just way too many drops tonight. There's no doubt about that.
And the Knights are going to send a field goal unit,
punt
team out on the field.
Not the start the Knights wanted, and that was definitely a first down, or should have been a first down there. But there was all 3 of those plays, didn't play out as well as they should have. And the Moses Lake Chiefs are going to get the ball back after scoring the last 3 scores in this game. No fake for Cooper.
Punt
Punt is
kick, not going to be returnable.
Unless it bounces off of a...
He didn't signal a fair catch and went right in there and caught that. Didn't get much in return, but was that 22 that did that?
No, it was 1. It was
Number
Thomas.
1, it's Thomas. He's
a
gutsy, fearless player.
Thomas takes it out to the 42.
And out to the 42, first and 10 for the Chiefs.
Knights will have a 3-man front on defense. They'll bring Kevin Reyes up to the left side of the line. Double tight end. No, 2 receivers left to the Chiefs. They're going to give
to
up
that
the
fullback.
middle.
Not
He's not
much,
gonna
maybe
get
a
much.
yard. Carlos
Medina
Garcia and Medina.
He's down
Boy,
on the ball.
we have seen Navoa
He gave
is the only
yards,
running back
second
since the
down
first
and
drive.
8
So I'm going to
from the
guess
44.
that Guzman might not be might not be available anymore. It's going to be a 2-yard gain.
Ashley throws it on that right side and caught.
Diving catch. We're going to have a penalty marker here way away from the ball. I'm
Way
not
on the
quite
far
sure
side.
what that's going to be.
On the field.
It was
Pass complete down to the Knight 42-yard line for first down yardage, but let's see what that flag is.
from the 42 to the 42. That'd be a 16-yard gain, depending on the penalty. If there was some
Pause for a bit of
extracurricular
time.
activity.
Holding
Against the Knights.
So they'll just decline that likely and continue play. They don't add it
Holding
to it.
against the
No,
Knights,
it's not
decline.
additive. It's decline.
First and 10 from
Ball
the
placed on the Knight 42-yard line, first and 10 for the Chiefs.
16-yard gain gets the ball into Knight territory. Again, it's Thomas. Moses Lake Chiefs definitely playing inspired football right now, as they're going to have 3 wide receivers to the left, keep the tight end on the right. Handoff
Give
to
to
Navoa.
Navoa. He escapes those linebackers, gets to the safeties, and gets inside the 30 down to the 27, 28-yard line.
Navoa with the carry. Luke
14-yard
Ferguson
gain.
brings him down at the 28-yard line. First and 10.
This big offensive line has created some holes, and they've also protected Ashley in the pocket. The big positive going forward for this Chiefs right now in this game.
Yeah, the Knights have got to put pressure on Ashley when he drops back to pass. But right now they're going to keep it on the ground with Navoa. He stood up in the hole, kind of pops back a little bit, brought down. It's going to be Derek Bergeson
Navoa
getting
with
up
the
from that
carry.
tackle.
Derek Bergeson and a few other teammates.
Short gain, second
Bring him
down and
for a
9.
1-yard gain, second and 9.
13 carries
The
for 53
27.
yards for Navoa, as he's been exclusive runner for the Chiefs.
Long count. Waits.
Going to be looking for Thomas. Pressure comes. He gets out of the
Steps
pocket.
He is going to run and step out of bounds inside the 25.
Not going to get
Not much.
much.
Held him to just a short gain. As that outside contain broke down and he stepped out to the right.
Run out of bounds.
He's gonna
at
get
the
2 yards.
24-yard line.
Third down and long 6.
So break contain there a little bit, and Ashley does just enough with his
Third
feet
down
to
and 6
salvage
for the
something
Chiefs.
as he moves to the right. It's going to be Cortez and Thomas lined up to the left for the Chiefs. Knight showing some pressure, and they're going to bring it, but he gets it away.
Ooh,
Diving
falls
attempt.
down. Are they going to say
Are they
late
going to
hit?
say a late hit, or are they going to
Play.
call a hold
Ball is
here?
incomplete.
Defensive front for
I
the
don't know.
Knights
He's
trying to.
moving
That's
it
in the place
forward.
where it'd be a hold.
He's acting like it's
Yeah.
holding, and it is.
Yeah, it wasn't back by where the quarterback released the ball. It was up more at the line of scrimmage. So
Now, do you take that penalty, or do you
Holding.
leave it fourth down and
it's an
long
incomplete
6?
pass.
Holding
I'm not
play.
sure if you don't decline that and let it go 4th and 6 and let them try to convert or maybe go for a field goal. To be a long field goal.
It would be 10 yards back from that point, so it would move it.
Well, yeah, so
Out
it'd be a net of
to
about
the
a
37.
12-yard penalty.
You might just take this one. We'll see what they do.
They're going to push him back. They're having a hard time deciding. They're going to accept the penalty, push him back, give him the down back,
Yeah, I
and
don't necessarily
rely on the
disagree
defense
with this
here.
because it puts them back.
To me,
where
that's
they
a
can't
50-50.
kick a field goal.
To me, that's a 50-50 there, what you do. I think
Third
you
down
can
and
make
19
enough
from Moses
arguments in
Lake.
either
Yeah.
situation.
If you had a crystal ball, you would
From the
know exactly what
37.
you should do. bring up a third down along.
Third down and about 21? No.
19.
19. See if they can keep getting some pressure on Ashley. Coverage got to stay tight in the backside of the defense here.
Spreads out to his right, lets it go on his right, and it's caught by number 2, Lindgren.
They're going to call it a catch. He comes down with it. Lindgren with the nice catch.
Mark it on the 22-yard line.
Ashley to
Bring
Ringer.
up fourth down. Sorry. Let's see where that is.
Luke
That is
Ferguson
the
after the
22-yard
defense.
line.
It's fourth
Fourth
down
down and
and
about
4.
15-yard gain.
22.
So we're right back in the same scenario. Fourth down and about 4 here.
Knight's not able to get a lot of pressure on Ashley tonight.
No, and he's been sliding in the pocket, too, just enough to move the target a little bit. Big play on both sides, for both sides here.
And we're going to have a timeout by Moses Lake. We'll take
Timeout,
one as
Moses
well.
Lake.
7:41 left to go in the third quarter.
third
Knights
quarter.
lead 21-16. You're watching RoyalKnightsFootball.com.
Network helps you, the producer, level the playing field by creating unprecedented transparency and competition for your business. We offer direct from the manufacturer convenience and pricing, as well as 0% financing until January 2021 on all chemical, seed, equipment, and operating loans. Be sure to check out our website at fbn.com, or better yet, contact your local Washington representative, Michael Hebden, at 509-989-9756. That's Michael Hebden at 989-9756. Proudly serving farmers first.
From the most trusted name in the Columbia Basin comes Callahan Gravel. You'll love Callahan's rock-solid product. Multiple applications include driveways, roads, stackyards, and landscaping. A pothole's worst nightmare. Call Callahan Gravel at 346-2208 to get rocked.
Caleb Christensen in the defensive huddle in the timeout trying to encourage his guys.
Spread the field wide to the left, 3 receivers. Ashley gets flushed out of the pocket. He's going to throw it, and it's knocked down. Good play by Cooper
Well
Christensen.
defended. Cooper
Well
Christensen
Christensen
reaches
after the
over the
defense.
top, and the ball sails wide
take
right
over on down.
of Thomas, the intended receiver. So Knights put a little pressure on Ashley. He slides in the pocket, but isn't able to deliver the ball on time. Good coverage by Cooper, and a big defensive stand for the Knights as they try to ebb the tide of momentum that the Chiefs have built up ever since the second quarter. Second possession here of the second half for the Knights.
Big stop for the Knights right there.
Last drive for the Knights was a 3-and-out, so they obviously don't want to have that happen again.
Luke Ferguson getting out in that slot on the right side. Avery Ellis, the running back. They'll play action to him. Sprints out to his right by Christensen. Lets it go. Caught by Derek Ferguson. Short gain out to the 25-yard line for a few yards.
Going to give him a 3-yard gain. Bring up second down and a long 7 here for the Knights. Ball on the right hash, so a lot of space to work with
2-yard
here on
gain
the
on the
left
play.
side. Two
Second
receivers
down
to
and
the
8 for
left.
Knights.
Give to Ellis. He pops out to his left, puts his
Needs a
shoulders
block.
down, gets out to the 35-yard
Avery
line.
Ellis
First
takes
down
it out to
yardage
the
and a few
35.
more.
That's enough for the
Right
first
out at the
down.
35-yard line.
He's gonna
so he
pick
got
up
3 more yards than he needed.
Almost exactly 10. Almost exactly 10 yards there. Ball just shy of the 35-yard line. Knights in a double tight end formation to try to make sure that Christensen has the time he needs.
Lets it go down that right side. Has a man there. It's just outside.
Oh.
Again, just a little over his intended receiver, Luke Ferguson. And Luke's getting out there a couple steps out in front of his man.
Yeah, he had him beat. He was behind him. And another fingertip throw right there by Caleb.
Incomplete, second down and 10.
You know, there's this trade-off, right? You want to
Pass
try to
is
take
incomplete,
advantage of
second
that,
and
and you
10
think you've been
from
a
the
hair away
35.
from having that completed a couple times. But you also got to get first downs. You can't do
Yeah.
everything deep. You gotta get first downs.
Ellis, give to him, steps to the outside. Good agility shown by him. Needs to put his shoulder down. Now we got a flag thrown in there like
Is
it's
that
going to be
potential
a
face
holding,
mask?
or what is that?
It's a holding or a
flag on
potential
the field.
tug on the face mask.
Brought down
I'm
at
not
the 40.
sure.
It was thrown by the white hat from behind.
It's a 6-yard gain on the run. We'll see what the
Turn it
penalty
to
is going to be.
The home sideline and signals holding on the
Against the
Knights.
Knights. And the hold was downfield, so it's not going to be a full 10-yard penalty. It's essentially going to be about a 5-yard penalty. We'll say where they spot the ball here.
Yeah, still second down,
Yeah,
but at the 31-yard line.
Even a 4-yard net penalty, as the hold happened 6 yards downfield, right around the area where Ellis was tackled. It's going to bring up now, second down and 14. Again, the ball on the right hash, so space here on the left side. Be 2 receivers to the left. And Cooper Christensen isolated up to the right.
Play action. Lets it go long to Cooper Christensen. There it is. Caught. Brought down inside the 30. Down to the 22-yard line. They're going to mark it right on the 20, actually. Great throw. Great catch.
49 yards.
Fresh set it down for the Knights. Down to the 20-yard line of the Chiefs.
And that was just one where Caleb said, hey, Cooper's there. He's got
Go
double
get it.
coverage, but he's going to go get the ball here.
Put it in a good spot. How far
he
is
does.
that pass? This-
Well, he didn't get much yards yards after the catch, so
50 yards.
It was 49 yards.
Right, and considering he's probably 9 or 10 yards deep, that ball's traveling down the field. Throws over the middle, and it's read really well. Pass completed
Actually
to
gonna be a short
Avery
loss.
Ellis. Lawrence Thomas read that well from his cornerback
Pass
spot.
complete to Ellis.
And probably
Brought down
a
for
loss.
Loss of
Actually,
2
a
or
couple.
3
3-yard
maybe.
loss. It's going to be 2nd and 13 from
Tried
the
to set up a
23.
little screen out of the backfield. I need to remember I can look down at my phone and see a replay, and I keep forgetting that I can do that. You can do that at home, too, by simply sliding the bar back, and you won't be live, but you'll be able to see it again as Christian throws it out on the flat. Derek Bergeson
Needs to
steps
break a
inside.
tackle.
Out to Derek
and
Ferguson,
stays on his
brought
feet
down
inside the 20.
around the 16. Marked at the 17-yard line.
Marked at the
6-yard
17-yard
gain.
line.
Be 3rd down and 7.
3rd down and 7. You got to figure the Knights got 2 downs here to pick up the first down. They've got to get inside the 10-yard line to do that. Knights thin out that Moses Lake defense a little bit.
Play action. Sprints out to
Nice
his left.
block.
Time to run, or to throw,
Throws
I should
it out of
say. And
bounds.
he throws it out of bounds to preserve that last down as a coverage. And his protection broke down as he got out here to the left side.
Stops the clock on the incomplete pass, brings up 4th down and 7. Knights appear to
Fourth
be
down for the
ready to
Knights.
go for it
4th
here
and
on 4th
7.
down. The officials calling a timeout. What's stopping things here?
Not sure. Now they're going to. I say he's winding the clock on the incomplete pass, though. That's not what you should be doing.
No, and in fact,
And the clock operator
says,
no.
no. I've been doing this a little
A
while.
little while.
4th down and 7 for the Knights, so big down here. Jace Allred comes into the game. Looks like Coach Allred's going to call a
Timeout, Royal.
timeout, thinking things
Yeah,
are getting a little bit late in the play clock here. So we'll take a quick timeout, too. You're watching RoyalKnightsFootball.com.
Just like Royal Football beats up on opponents, Fielding Law Group beats up on insurance companies. If you've been injured in an accident that was not your fault, give Fielding Law Group a call and join a winning team. You've got a friend in Fielding. Go Knights. Royal Dairy, dedicated to making the world's best ingredient, milk, for one of the world's greatest companies, Dairy Gold. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Royal Dairy. or check out our website at theroyaldairy.com.
Okay. Big play
down.
here.
Yeah,
there was a
big
big
down.
there was a big fourth down in the red zone for the Chiefs on their last possession. Now the Knights have the same scenario. A little bit more to get to pick up to convert here.
Need about
Fourth down
7
and
yards.
7.
Christensen stands in the pocket,
Pressure's
steps
coming.
up, lets the ball go. Caught by Cooper Christensen.
He's got the
Step
first
inside.
down.
He doesn't
Will
want
he get
first
the
down.
touchdown?
He wants a touchdown.
He's
Stepping
awful
in and
close.
out. A bunch of
Boy,
matrix
he got a
type
little
moves.
tricky with
A
the
little
ball
tricky,
there.
but he got the first down and down right near the goal line.
Pass complete.
Cooper wanted that score, and he was
Christensen.
in and out and
Takes
jumping
it
up
down
and
to the
down and back and
5-yard
forth like we
line.
talked about.
That's enough
Keep
for the
that
first
ball
down.
secure
protect
while you're
that ball.
running.
Knights just inside the
12-yard
5-yard line.
gain puts him over 100 yards.
All things that turn out good are all right in the end, but Knights will have a first and goal. Looks like the ball is placed about on the 4-yard line.
It's going to be an I formation here, so maybe we're going to see the ball stay on the ground.
Give to Ellis, shoulders down.
Does he get in? It's going to be awful close if he didn't. They're going to
They're
call
gonna
the
say he's
touchdown.
touchdown. Avery Ellis on the left side.
Up the middle.
So the Knights convert on that 4th and 7 and quickly score. Avery Ellis getting in this final game of his junior year. You know, a lot of hope for Avery and going forward in his football career, and you just don't like seeing a kid getting hurt out here, and having him be able to play tonight is big for him.
Fake. 2-point conversion. Batted away by Thomas at the last second.
Knocked down. So with 3:52 remaining in the third quarter, the score remained Knights 27, Chiefs 16. You're watching Royal Knights
Two-point
Football.com.
conversion.
Knights driving the field on that possession, scoring. Ultimately, we never know if it's a called fake or a discretion of the kids or a snap that the holder didn't like, but ultimately
He was open, just
extra
a
point.
little bit of a delay, and Thomas, with his athleticism, recovers to knock the converted attempt away.
Driving kick inside the 10, brought back by Visker, stays in bounds across the 25.
He's stuck by about 3 Knights right there at the last second. And what do you know?
Yeah.
Ray Seiler is one of them involved there with the big hit. And he's down. He's not getting up. They're going to call for the Moses Lake training staff to come over. Oh, he's up.
He's up and going. He was just
false alarm.
A lot of times you get that ball, and sometimes the ball gets you and knocks the wind out. But was that right?
He
That
sprints
is
right off
Visker.
the field. You got to give him credit there. I know he doesn't want anybody to know if he's hurting, but he definitely took a pop right there. It's a little slow to get up. Chiefs going to have the ball at their own 28-yard line, ball on the right hash. They moved the ball last time, but the Knights were able to stop them on 4th down in the red zone.
Give to Navarro. Navoa. Good for a couple out across the 30 to the 31-yard line.
We'll give him a 3-yard gain. He's got 14 carries for 56 yards. Has all of the rushing yards for the Chiefs tonight. Lindgren going to bring in the play call for the Chiefs and then go out wide left. He'll have Thomas in the slot next to him. Knights depending on a 4-man front here to try to get pressure.
Ashley lets it go on that left side high. Turned and played well. Boy, he put it right in the bucket and didn't get caught by Lindgren.
That was intended for Lindgren, and it was Farias on the coverage, and Coach Allred visibly pleased with that play as he's clapping, walking towards Farias and clapping his approval
right
on that
with him.
coverage and didn't let him get behind him. Stayed right in his chest. Great coverage.
But again, I want to commend this Ashley kid. He's set that right in a good spot.
No,
He's
good throw.
really delivering
Good throw.
some balls.
Yeah.
3rd down and 7.
Big play here for both teams. The Knights defense really get a stop and get the ball back and have a chance to really break the momentum of the Chiefs.
Quick
Looking
throw on
left.
the left side on a slant.
It's going to be complete, and they're going to give him the first down. They're going to give him 8 yards.
Caught by
he needed
Leo
7.
Cortez. Leo
That's
Cortez, number 24.
Cortez's first catch.
He has just enough for the first down.
Picks up the first down.
9-yard line.
And Ashley's completed 2 out of 3 attempts here in the second half. Great play by the Chiefs to preserve this drive.
Give to Navoa.
He's going to get stopped
Brought down
short.
by Jose Medina.
Jose Medina does a great job sliding off that block and sticking Navoa 2-3 yards deep here. Going to be a 3-yard loss.
13. Ball's marked at the 36.
So in these situations, I think that you've got to expect that Ashley's going to try to get the ball deep. Early on, they were trying to do some crossing routes, and they've nearly abandoned that for the deep ball. Penalty marker down. It's going to be a complete for just a few yards, but the flag, I think, is going to go against the Chiefs. It was a complete to the tight end Ryer, but I don't think...
It's going to be like a motion penalty or what?
Unless they're going to say there was a lined up offsides by the Knights, maybe? There's still some debate. He's
trying to remember what the signal is. They're going to say false start.
Oh, they are going to say procedure
It's a
against the
procedure,
Chiefs.
like I said. I think it was a receiver that fell out of his stance early and just an early motion penalty. So it really should have been his hand waving a motion penalty as opposed to illegal procedure.
Well, and the reason I was a little bit confused is when he dropped the flag, we've talked about this before, usually when they drop the flag, they drop it to the side of the line of scrimmage that of the team that committed the penalty, and it looked like he kind of dropped it on the Royal side.
So 5-yard penalty, still second down.
31-yard line. 18.
Clock's running with 1 minute and 50 seconds left here in the third quarter. Knights hanging on to 11-point lead.
Ashley again looks to throw on the left side, and it's
knocked loose. Cooper Christensen with a huge hit on number 80, Johnson, the intended receiver, Brandon Johnson.
Coop playing with a little intensity here. This last high school game.
Well, this is as close to a championship game this year he's going to get to finish out his season. So Knights really need to buck up here and leave it all out. A 3rd down and 18 for the Knights. They have got to go deep here. I don't think that they can expect that a crossing route is going to be enough to be able to pick up enough yards after catch. So the Knights defense got to stay deep on the pump fake.
Here goes up high.
Cooper Christensen should have the pick here, and he does. Interception.
But an interception.
Ball's going to be spalled.
He had that all the time.
Yeah, the coverage underneath.
He's playing center field on that one.
The coverage underneath, I believe, was Eric Myrick, and it was Cooper that came up from his safety position and played center field, which he's comfortable with in baseball as well, with the big interception there for Cooper. And the Knights are going to have the ball on their own 40-yard line.
Well, baseball starts on Monday, so.
Yeah, got a little bit early start there playing center field.
Knights lead 27-16. Minute 32 left to go in the third quarter. Have the ball on their own 40-yard line.
That's the
Looking
first
to turn some momentum here in this third quarter.
That was the first interception by Ashley, but you felt like he had to throw the ball deep, right? And so it's probably as good as a punt, I guess, in some ways in that situation.
Officials stop. Now we're ready to go. Ellis hobbles out of the backfield in motion.
In motion, empty backfield for Christensen. Good coverage, looks for his man across the middle.
Derek Bergeson went to get it, and they're going to no call as he went up to get that.
Derek Bergeson incomplete.
I want to see what number is in coverage? Was that
29, the
That's
linebacker.
Jacob Good.
And I think it was good coverage.
Yeah, no, I think so too. I agree. It falls incomplete. Second down and 10.
That was just a seam route right down the hash.
Two receivers near side to the left for Christensen. He's got Hernandez in the backfield, but it's caught by Luke Bergeson.
Pass
Good
complete.
possession, first down into the
Christensen
48-yard
to
line
Luke
into
Bergeson.
Chiefs territory.
Gonna be a
That's
12-yard
really,
gain.
really Luke's specialty right there is those kind of possession. So the couple drops that Luke's had tonight is really out of character for Luke.
A minute and 17 and counting here. The Knights have first down just inside Chief territory at the 48-yard line, and we are approaching the potential to have 3 Knights receivers all over 100 yards receiving. That's the 5th catch for 92 yards for Luke. Cooper's in single coverage. They're going to run the ball this time.
He's going to get caught in a pile of people and not get much.
He's driving his legs. He's not going to stop until they blow the whistle. They're going to give him a
carry.
1-yard gain. That's Caleb Hernandez with the carry. He had 5 carries for 44 yards in the first half. Did a nice job. And then when things got a little tight, it was Avery Ellis that came in at running back. And so that's the first time we've seen Caleb back on the offensive side for a little while. Just picks up the 1 yard. He's going to stay into the game here. We'll see if the Knights run the ball again or they use him in the pass block. He's going to fake play action.
Steps
No,
up,
nice
throws it
block.
long. There's Cooper again. And he gets in. Touchdown, Cooper Christensen.
Caleb Christensen to Cooper.
47 yards and another touchdown for the Knights. That's 8 catches for 150 yards and 2 touchdowns. For Cooper, that's with 10 seconds left in the quarter. Knights are just going to kick this extra point up and through, and it's good.
Just 10 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Knights extend their lead to 34-16. You're watching RoyalKnightsFootball.com.
Mud, no problem. Bugs, no problem. Nasty road salt, no problem. Splash and Dash can handle it all. Our amazing features include undercarriage wash, hot wax, clear coat protectant, and 24/7 service. Our floor heat and automatic doors keep us open even on the coldest and snowiest of days. And to top it all off, unlike the Knights, our vacuums suck. We know the road to the dome is a dirty one. Let Splash and Dash be a part of your game plan. Follow us on Facebook at Splash and Dash Car and Truck Wash for special promotional offers. Locally owned and operated, we truly care about our customers.
It's your family road trip, your limousine, your business. It's what you drive. Take care of it at Point S Tire and Auto Service for tires and expert service you can trust. Get to the point. Point S, expert service guaranteed.
Angel Vega lining up to kick off. With just 10 seconds left to go in this third quarter, Knights leading 34-16.
High kick, taken on about the 12-yard line.
12.
Ray
This is
Eilers
Johnson.
blows up a block and tries to get back in on the play.
Elliot DeLay.
And of course he does.
Or actually, sorry, Eddie Jimenez. I just saw the 6. One of the Knights, as the ball gets
Jimenez
returned
on the
out
stop
to
for the
the
Knights.
27-yard line.
Chiefs from the 27-yard
So
line.
we're on Avery watch. Avery back in here at linebacker for the Knights. Trying to stay loose a little bit here. First down and 10 for the Chiefs. Seem to have lost momentum a little bit as the Knights have scored the last 2 touchdowns to extend the lead. Going to be a handoff up the middle to Navoa. He's going to get gobbled up for a short gain, maybe 2 yards.
Is that Carlos?
Going to be Avery Ellis, and I couldn't tell who else was there.
This quarter is going to end with the Knights leading
Ellis with the stop. At the end of the
34-16.
third quarter, Knights
We'll be right back.
34-16.
You're watching RoyalKnightsFootball.com.
All growers know that water is not only a key to life, but also a key to their success. The age-old question must always be answered: when to water and how much? Fortunately, the team at Principal Ag makes it easier to answer those questions correctly than ever before. Did you know that good soil water management also improves nutrient uptake and crop storability? Let them provide you with the data and tools that you need to make effective decisions in managing your resources and optimizing your production. They can help you monitor and measure your soil moisture, environmental variables, plant water use, and more with a suite of sensors and imaging tools that deliver actionable data wherever you are. The best part is that when you call, they answer. With unparalleled service, Gents, Mike, and the rest of the team are ready to meet with you in the office or in the field to provide training, insight, and experience. Your success is their mission. Visit them at principalag.com or give them a call at 509-731-4625.
Fourth quarter begins with the Chiefs with the ball on their own 29-yard line.
They're going to have two wide receivers to the right and the tight end to the right, just one receiver to the left.
Ashley throws on that crossing route and good coverage by Luke Bergeson.
That's Luke Bergeson.
Knocked that ball out of Johnson's hands.
Intended for Johnson, and if that thing bounced awry just a little bit,
Yep.
Derek was also waiting to pounce for an interception there. Good bracketed coverage there by the Knights.
No gain.
And, they in some ways they have tried to attack Luke a little bit.
Yeah.
He got beat on one big play, but this second half he's really played well.
No gain, third down, and a long 8. Ashley throws on this inside.
Going to be enough for the
Wow.
first down.
They're all the way out to the 37-yard
Well,
line.
let's see where they spot the ball. I think he's going to get enough for the first down. He needed 8, and he gets 9.
Lindgren on the
That was
reception.
Lindgren with the possession,
Just enough for
third
the
down
first
possession
down.
reception for that first down.
From the
Ball on the
37-yard
37-yard line, first and 10.
I have Ashley completing 3 out of 5 here in the second half. Picking up that first down does a couple things. It keeps the drive alive, and it also keeps the ball out of the Knights' offensive hands.
Give to Navoa and met by Elliot DeLay.
Yeah, somebody back that up and tell me if anybody touched Elliot on the way back
I was just
there.
going to say,
because
I was watching
looked
Elliot
like
on
he just
that play,
roamed free.
and he was all down like he was coming hard. All he did was step up and pause, and then he took off, and it kind of threw that left tackle off, and he was able to get free and make that play.
Yeah, looked like he had to have come in untouched there as he gets Navoa for a 1-yard loss. Keep an eye on Thomas. He's in the slot to the right, so the inside receiver.
Ashley throws it across the middle, and just off the hands of Johnson.
Intended for Johnson.
Ashley,
That was strange there. It seemed like it was almost more catchable than that
Farias,
led on.
Farias on the coverage. Johnson does kind of get behind the safeties, but Farias' coverage is tight enough, and the ball goes a little long. Third down and 11 now on that incomplete pass by Ashley. Number 24, Leo Cortez, going to come into the game with the play call for the Chiefs. And they've converted on a few third down and long scenarios here. See if the Knights defense can stiffen up a little bit. Ashley rolls the pocket to the right and just throws that thing long. There was either miscommunication on the route there. What's interesting is Cortez was the one on the route. He's the one that brought the play call in, so he should have known for sure what the route was supposed to be. I don't know where the issue was.
Jose Medina was beating down
You think
on,
that was
on
the
him
issue?
too, and that ball just had to get somewhere where somebody else wasn't going to catch it
Okay,
too. So
that's possible.
He had to divert his route at the very end to not, cause a late hit penalty, but bring up fourth down and 11.
Avery Ellis is going to come out. Dylan Allred's going to come in at that linebacker position. The defense of the Knights is going to play safe a little bit here because they know that Thomas has done a lot of fake punts this year. And I think that the Chiefs going to get the delay a game. Going to make it even a more difficult proposition here for the Chiefs. So they must have been planning to punt, or they would have called a timeout. I mean, yeah, They must have been planning on punting all along, or they would have called a timeout to not give up those 5 yards if they were going to attempt the fake.
Delay a game, 5-yard penalty.
Cooper Christensen still deep
Fourth
for
down
the
and
Knights.
16.
Unless they baited us and got the penalty to make sure they thought for sure they wouldn't fake it. See if he can pick it up on the bounce. It might be returnable. No, he's going to let it go. He's going to let it go. It's going to roll inside the
Ball rolls
right down to the
35-yard
25-yard
line. Be first and 10 for the Knights.
We are 10 minutes and 20 seconds left in the game. After just scoring the first 3 touchdowns and a 21-0 lead in the first quarter, the Knights gave up 16 points in the second quarter. It's been all Knights offensively in the third quarter. They scored 2 touchdowns to extend to a 34-16 lead. Now in the fourth quarter, the Knights do a good job defensively and force the Chiefs to punt and get the ball back here. This is their first drive of the fourth quarter.
Caleb throws it up to Avery Ellis on that right flat. Puts his shoulder down outside the 30.
Out to Ellis.
They'll mark it about the 31, 32-yard line. 7-yard gain.
Avery hobbles back to the
down,
huddle with
3.
his 7-yard gain in pocket.
Gain of 8 on the play. 2nd down and 2.
These kids put a lot of work into their craft all year long.
Out on that last.
I want to finish this fourth quarter strong to finish off this season.
3 receivers wide to the left, give to Avery, pops out to that left side, met by number 47.
Ellis on
and
the
Ellis
run,
is going
has
to
it
get
across the
across the
35,
35 to
that
the
should be enough for the
36,
first down.
enough for a first down. Number 47 on coverage
First down
for the
Knights
Chiefs is
from
Cruz
the
Vasquez.
36-yard line.
Picks up 4 yards. That's 6 carries for 33 yards for Avery. Kevin Ray is number 32 into the game for the Knights. He'll line up at tight end on the left side.
Double tights with 3 receivers near to the right. Quick throw on that inside.
Cooper
Tries to go
Christensen
inside
out
and
to about
pops
the
outside.
42.
Gets out to the 42-yard line. Cooper's
Pass
deciding
complete
how he
from
feels as he
Caleb
jumps up.
Christensen.
9 catch. That's going to be 7 yards.
Ball's marked
9
at the
catches for
43-yard line.
157 yards for Cooper.
Out to the 48, actually.
Second down and
short
3. 7-yard gain.
Cooper only had 42 yards in the first half, so over 100 yards just in the second half here, and almost a full quarter to go, or at least 2/3 of a quarter to go in the fourth.
Offset eye in the backfield. They're going to get
Free
the
first
jump.
down. We're giving away free first downs. That's the second time that hard count by Caleb has given the Knights a first down.
Yeah, I was just about
the
to
last
say.
time it was on a 4th and short, or was
Yep.
it a 3rd and short? I can't remember. More critical
5-yard.
scenario. Here it's only
Offside
second
penalty.
down, but the hard count does the trick. And it's going to give the Knights a free first down and spot the ball up to their 48-yard line. You know, here's one thing about finishing this quarter strong is, you know, the Knights as a 1A school, when they've played 4A schools in scrimmages and jamborees, the talk is by the time fourth quarter rolls around, we'll have worn
We're
you
gonna
down.
wear you down, yeah.
We're going to wear you
Penalty
down. So
gives the Knights
Knights want to
enough for a
finish
first down
strong
from
here
the
and
48-yard line.
disprove that in all 3 of their contests this year against 4A opponents.
Caleb hands off to
Avery
Avery Ellis.
Ellis.
Puts his shoulders down,
It's
gets
enough for
his
a
hips
first
square
down
out down
to
to
the
the
Moses Lake
40-yard line,
40.
12-yard gain.
It's going to be, 13 even. Nice run. Well blocked and nice run. Downhill running there from Avery. I think that's when he's at his best right now, is when he just gets the ball and he can run downhill.
Knights methodically moving the ball here on this drive. 3 receivers set wide off to the left. Eric Myrick in at running back.
Let Chiefs show pressure and then back
They'll
off.
get it out to Eric on that left flat. Steps in, steps
Nice
out.
move.
Misses,
Complete
makes
out
a man
to
miss.
Myrick.
Gets
Takes a
driven
big
out of
shot.
Down
bounds.
to the 32-yard line.
32-yard line. Near first down yardage, but it's going to be an 8-yard gain. Second down and short.
Yeah, 8 yards. That's his first catch. He had a couple other opportunities where he was targeted.
8-yard gain
Wasn't
on
able
play.
to
Second down
convert, but
and
that time does a
2.
nice job eluding the tackler when he gets out to the edge before 2 Chiefs come up and drive him out of bounds. Tight cluster to the right here again for the Knights. Going to be a pitch to
That's Eric Myrick.
Myrick again. There's going to be a penalty marker down.
Drop.
You got to figure that's going to be in the area of holding.
Will be likely.
Interestingly enough, the hold happened beyond the line of scrimmage. As the Knights trying to get out in front for some downfield blocking.
Short loss on that play itself.
Holding penalty against the Knights.
They could take that play, lose it down. That's what I'd do, but that's just me. But it is 10 yards back, so it'll move it back to the 40, but it'll still be second down.
The officials looking at the Chiefs staff to get a decision from them, I suppose. And they still waiting. Still waiting. They're going to move them back. All right. Coach Griffith at the last second says, okay, let's move them back. Well, they didn't move it from where the flag was dropped.
Was sitting in the 30, so
they gave
moves
them
it all the way to the 44.
They moved it 13 yards back from where the flag was dropped. So second down and nearly 15 here for the Knights.
From the 44.
Coach Allred's going to call timeout. He didn't.
Yeah.
He didn't like the formation there or the
Formation,
pre-snap read. I think it was more so the formation. He's going to call a timeout. We'll take a quick timeout too. You're watching RoyalKnightsFootball.com.
Navigating the paperwork mountain that can come with hiring a large temporary work crew can feel overwhelming. Taxes, fines, fees, there's a lot to remember. The guys at Rangeview Ag Labor are ready to help you with all your ag labor needs. Picking, pruning, weeding, harvesting, they'd be happy to help. You can reach the Rangeview Ag office at 509-488-5099. Fully licensed and insured, they have services available to farmers all around the Columbia Basin. Rangeview Ag Labor, 488-5099.
Well, Ryan, do you agree with me? One thing I would say tonight is it has felt like a playoff atmosphere.
Yeah, no.
The Chiefs have come and played their, I think, their best game of the year so far.
Opportunistic second quarter for them to make this a close game.
Right.
And their line has played exceptional. And their quarterback I've commended on several occasions. He's had time to throw, and he's delivered good balls downfield. Knights in command at this point, as Caleb on second and long will throw to Cooper Christensen that's just out in front of him. I think he was having a little pressure, but it will bring up a third down and long.
I also think
Cooper is incomplete. It's third down and 14.
I also think Cooper heard some footsteps coming across the other direction from that linebacker. Number 47.
Had to come off his route just a little bit.
Vasquez. Now it's third down and 14 here for the Knights. Don't have to get it all, but you got to get a big chunk.
It's going to go for
or
a big
you can
chunk.
just try to get it all.
And there it is. And caught and score. Put your hands up.
They're going to call it touchdown from 44 yards out.
Big throw, big catch. Wow. Scoop down. He got the ball landed on earlier. He kind of got up slow before, and he's almost holding his stomach, like maybe the ball. So that to me doesn't look like a shoulder necessarily. I guess we'll see. Yeah, that maybe he got that. It's almost like he had an extracurricular clavicle injury earlier.
In week one, right?
No.
Oh, earlier on. Extracurricular,
on.
okay. But then he got a little shoulder issue at the end of week one.
And if that's Coop's last play of his high school career, so be it.
So that puts him up over 200 yards again for the second time in 5 games. 10 catches for 201 yards unofficially.
Extra
and
point.
3 touchdowns.
Extra point good. 6:31 left to go in the game. Knights lead by a score of 41-16. You're watching RoyalKnightsFootball.com.
At Simplot Grower Solutions, we believe our responsibility to the planet begins right here in our community, where we live, work, and play. Unity and pride drive a winning team of farmers, partners, and Simplot employees who work hard to feed our local communities and the world beyond. It's an honor to support the community that has supported our business year after year and generation to generation. Thanks for your partnership. Check out our website at simplot.com.
Well, we're back in the last half of the last quarter of the season for the Knights, and the Knights have gone on a run here in the second half and scored 3 straight touchdowns, 2 of them to Cooper Christensen. Cooper started the scoring for the Knights with a 16-yard catch in the first quarter, and then he's finishing strong here with catches of 47 and 44 yards for touchdowns. And that was a great ball and a great catch to extend the lead for the Knights.
Yep.
Kick's going to go to right at the 10-yard line.
I think that's Johnson's. Johnson or Visker. Whoa. And
yeah, let's see. We've got to give some credit whoever is going to come off the bottom of that one.
Yeah, that's Eric Myrick, too.
Eric Myrick. They're asking a lot of him playing both sides of the ball and special teams, and he's done a pretty nice job delivering.
1st and 10.
(41-16) here for the Knights.
Yeah, Cooper likely tweaked the collarbone on that play, the way he's carrying himself, and
they're going to shift Myrick back to that safety spot.
Ashley's going to throw it on this side
to Lindgren.
He's going to get brought down just across the 25 to the 26-yard line.
Yeah, no yards after catch there as Aldo Farias attaches to him as soon as he catches the ball.
Lindgren with the carry.
Brings him down.
Farias with the tackle.
Lindgren's got 4 catches for
gain of 7 yards, 2nd down, 3.
93 yards. Ashley looking deep across the middle.
And
nice
caught on
scooping
the back,
catch.
Yeah, on the back hip from Thomas. He's a good player.
Ashley to Thomas, good out to the 30.
Out to the 40. They're going to mark it on the 40-yard line.
12-yard gain for him. And he's over 150 yards.
That's a 1st down for the Chiefs from the 40.
Ashley's completed unofficially 5 out of 9 here in the second half.
3 receivers near side to the left. Down near 5 minutes left in this game. He's going to throw it on that crossing to Lindgren and brought down quickly.
It's going to be a 6-yard
gain to the 46.
With the reception, Farias.
Knights playing a little bit
down after 6
safe here, it feels like.
Down and 4 from the 40.
Trying to keep them in front, which is probably the right thing to do. I want to see aggressive coverage in a pick or something like that, but that's just me.
Lets it go on the right side. Incomplete.
That goes wide, intended for Johnson. And Johnson a little frustrated, but he threw it out of bounds. I don't think Ashley frustrated. I don't think Johnson had a chance to get to that. It sailed out of bounds. 3rd down and about 4 here for the Chiefs. Incomplete pass stops the clock with just under 4.5 minutes left to go. And it just got quiet in here.
In here?
I've been watching on the field.
I've also been watching Cooper kind of take a swan song about the sidelines, hugging his coaches. His parents came down the field. You know, he's done. He's obviously tweaked that collarbone. He's going to decide. I think he knows the career he's had. I think in his mind, he's going, I guess I'm not playing baseball, is what I'm thinking that his emotions are.
Luke Bergeson with great coverage, and it's going to be a hold against the Knights, and it's going to give a 1st down to the Chiefs and move the ball into Knight territory. I didn't see that. I just saw Luke with good coverage on the out pattern. You crazy? You think Cooper's not playing baseball? What are you talking about?
I'm saying if he's broken his collarbone.
He's playing baseball.
They'll do surgery again, and
And
he only
we take
got
it
5
to the
weeks.
44.
He's not going to
First
need surgery
down.
again.
No, I hope not.
He's
Just
fine.
his posturing that he's got. He hasn't lifted that arm at all. 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line of the Knights for the Chiefs. Actually, lets it go
Trying to
down
go
this
deep.
left side.
He's got Johnson.
And a good catch.
Good catch as he
Brought out
gets
of bounds
Halfway to
inside the
Johnson.
20.
Takes
between
it
the
down
corner
to
and the safety.
17-yard line. First down.
Ball was at the 44 all the way down to the 17, 24, 25, 27 yards to. Was that Johnson?
Yes.
That's his
number 80.
first catch.
They've targeted him a few times.
Knights want to hold the Chiefs out here. They bring some pressure late. Don't quite get to him, and Ashley's going to scramble around and try to pick up what he can.
Still on his feet,
he's
still driving all the
yeah.
way inside the 10 near the 5-yard line.
hard-nosed kid.
Actually, right down at the goal line.
Dylan Allred. No, it's
No.
Dylan Allred had a chance at him as on a late blitz from the linebacker position. Doesn't get to bring him down.
6 foot,
First and goal
205
from the
pound
6.
quarterback.
Going to be an 11-yard gain for
3:45 to
him.
play.
Come on, Gee. A chance for the Knights to make a goal line stand here to finish off the year defensively for the Knights. Going to get a penalty.
Flags on the field.
Illegal participation of some sort?
Delay of game.
Delay.
Oh, delay of
Third one.
game. Wow, that's a critical juncture, and that feels like that went quick too.
Yeah.
Even when it's against the opponent, I almost always feel that these delay of games go quick. I mean, I feel like they start the play clock
First
before
and
they've
goal
even
from
spotted the
the
ball
11-yard
sometimes.
line.
Pushes the Chiefs back to the 11 of the Knights. Ashley looking right, rolling
Flushed
out
out
of the
to
pocket.
his right. Going to keep it and get stopped probably behind the line of scrimmage for a sack.
Yeah, if anything, it's going to
Ashley
be
brought down for no gain. Derek
no
Ferguson.
gain at the best.
Reyes, few
Derek
other
Ferguson on the stop. Second down and goal
into the
outside the
ground
10-yard
for no
line, about
gain.
the 11-yard line.
Second
Clock
and goal from the
keeps
11.
running. The officials, though, are
Timeout
going
on
to
the
stop the
field.
clock and call a timeout. Who are they going to charge the timeout to? I don't even know who they're charging the timeout to.
Well, let's stick here and talk a little
So-
bit about stats and player of the game and that sort of.
Okay, while you're thinking about that, I'm going to talk about this. One thing I'm happy about is that this is the end of a season of football that we don't have to wait another 10 months
Yeah.
before we
Well,
have
let's hope so.
live action football again. So it'll be, we're here in the beginning of April.
Yeah.
And beginning of September, we'll be right back at it with Royal Knights football again. So normally I go through withdrawals for a few months at least, and then finally get a little geared up when we go to spring football and we go to camp, and then things get closer. We'll have a much shorter gap.
Yeah, camp will
this
be
year.
here before you know it. They're going to barely get done with the basketball season and head straight to football camp if everything goes normal.
Ashley
That's
throws
that
to the
ball
deep
flag to
corner.
the corner. Incomplete. Good coverage by Aldo Farias. On.
Complete in the corner of the end
Yeah,
zone.
that was a crossing route, and I don't think that was originally Aldo's man, but Aldo saw him and stepped up, and
Yeah, that's Thomas again.
the ball goes wide, intended for Thomas.
Third down and goal.
Thomas has only had 2 catches for 28 yards here in the second half, so the Knights have done a much better job containing him. It's actually been number 2, Lindgren, that's been the primary target here in the second half, as he has 4 catches for 37 yards in the second half. Third down, and Ashley had a mind to just run that.
He's going to get a few yards, positive yards inside the 10,
Yeah, that was a
But
designed
that-
run. I'm pretty convinced that was a designed run where he thought he was going to be able to spread the Knights defense out and take a stutter step and get up the middle.
Closed in on him quicker than he anticipated. Brings a 4th down and goal. Ball placed about on the 9-yard line.
Yeah, he's just going to pick up
4th and goal from the
2
9.
yards there. He's got positive yardage as a quarterback, which is kind of rare, actually, running the ball anyways. He's got 5 carries for 15 yards, 4th down and 9. The Knights have to have one more defensive play here for a second goal line stand of the evening.
Ashley takes the ball, throws it on
That's
that
gonna bring
left
a little
side,
pressure, and it's going to come short.
bounces
Sliding
incomplete.
attempt by
That ball is
Thomas, I believe.
incomplete.
And some sportsmanship
There's a
there with
minute
Frias.
46 to go in the game.
Knights going to
Knights
take the
take
ball
over
back
down
under
1st
2
and
minutes
10 from their
left in the
own
game.
9-yard
You have the
line.
stats in front of you. What do we have for? Say, we were talking about Cooper going over 200 yards. What are his stats?
So let's do this. Let's give co-players of the game on the Moses side to Lorenz Thomas, number 1, and the quarterback, number 13,
Yeah.
Ashley.
Good
They
game.
have both. Boy, without them, it would have been a struggle. So great job by those guys. 10 catches, 3 touchdowns, 201 yards for Cooper Christensen. 7 catches, 78 yards, and a touchdown, Derek Bergeson. Luke Bergeson, a touchdown, 5 catches for 92 yards.
Quick pitch out to Eric Myrick, I think, or is that Caleb? It's Eric Myrick. with
Block
the carry.
missed. Vasquez gets in the backfield and a tackle for a loss.
Knights trying to get out of the shadow of their goalposts.
We're about a 4-yard loss.
On the play back to the
Ball back to the 5-yard
line.
line. Second down and 14.
Caleb has thrown 4. Let me see. 1, 2, 3.
He must
5
have
touchdowns.
5. Okay.
5 touchdowns.
And how many yards?
I don't have that total up. Hold on.
Caleb takes the
Makes me plays.
snap. Will hand off to Myrick straight up the middle. Still on his
Myrick
feet
takes it
out
up
to
the middle,
the
gets out close to the
15-yard
15-yard
line.
Nice run.
So gets a little breathing room for a 3rd down and shorter yardage.
Going to bring up 3rd down.
Third down and about 3. The ball on the 16-yard line. Caleb will stay under
Almost
center.
400 yards.
Okay.
Unofficially right at 400 yards.
And he keeps that, peels on that right side. He's
going to run the clock out and get
just
the
run
first
the clocks
down.
out to the 20. Well, I'll tell you this.
Christensen
Caleb
keeps
did
it,
a little
goes
work
up the
for me.
middle.
What do you got?
I
To the
have
20-yard line. That's the
25
first down.
completions on 43 attempts. 43 attempts.
Yeah.
For right at 400 yards, give or take a few. So you
Caleb-
pick from those guys.
Caleb did a little work for me here last couple weeks.
Oh, so we're a biased choice.
No, I'm just telling you the story. And so I've owed him some paycheck.
Oh, okay.
And
You
he's
think this is gonna
it's
be the
spring
diff-
break, and he was
Okay.
like, "Could I get paid?" And I said, "Yeah, absolutely." And he stopped by the house. When he left, I texted him. I said, "I need 5 touchdowns and I need 300 yards." And he sent me
Oh,
a
well,
laugh.
then he delivered,
He
didn't
sent
he?
me a laughy emoji. He says, "I don't know if I can guarantee that." I go, and I sent him a meme, basically, you can do it, the football guy. And so I'm throwing my player of the game at with a grand effort by Cooper and a lot of other players. That's a big game by Caleb with that many yards.
Coach
and
Allred,
many
Coach
touchdowns.
Griffith meet at midfield for a hug and
Thanks, Mo, for
appreciation
coming
for
over,
this
playing tonight.
for this chance to play. And the Chiefs made it close.
Yeah.
16 straight points in the second quarter. All their points were scored in that second quarter
Yep.
as they really seized the momentum.
21-16 at halftime. The Knights open it up in the second half to solidify this game. Score 41-16. Knights go 5-0. 3 of those opponents, 4A opponents. Decisive victory for a team that in a normal season would certainly have had a run at a legitimate playoff state championship run
Yeah,
to defend their
absolutely.
state championship. Lots of sportsmanship being shown here on the sidelines.
Yeah.
Lawrence Thomas leading out on the front of the line, and a good player as we gave him and Ashley the co-players for Moses Lake. So all I can say in parting is I'm grateful that these kids got to play because 7 or 8 weeks ago, I'm not sure you could have convinced me that we were going to get to play.
Right.
You talked about being excited about the year. When we knew we weren't getting the fall at all, you and I were talking, and I still remember you a little bit giddily saying, look at it this way. They're looking at possibly having football in the spring. We could have football in the spring. We could have spring ball. We can have camp. We can have another season right after. It's going to be fantastic. And yeah, not ideal.
You're getting me pumped. I'm not even going to be depressed at the end of football season.
Not ideal, but a great season on the Knights. I know this team's going to get recognized. Obviously, there's not going to be an official state championship, but I think a board's going to get put up nonetheless.
Who knows?
And a recognition of this great team that we had this year.
Yeah. So let's talk. Let's take a few minutes and talk about the schedule of what's going on. Football season ends, so that's the end of fall sports. They're actually going to skip winter sports, go straight into spring sports. Spring sports is going to last about as long, about 6 weeks. So that means baseball, softball, track, golf, boys soccer. Those are all going to happen next. After that, they'll do basketball and wrestling because those are considered high contact and indoor sports, and they want to give more time for this
to clear out.
Thing to clear out a little bit. So that's the scenario. So really, we typically haven't broadcast anything that would be considered a spring sport, other than Coach Jensen will broadcast his boys soccer games. And then the next time you'll probably hear a concentrated amount from us will be in a few weeks when we get to basketball season. We'll be broadcasting those games as well. So,
okay.
Parting thoughts?
Not really. Just thanks for listening in. The Knights are going to win this one by a score of 41-16. And we'll be back for basketball, and we'll be back in the fall with a pretty good team going into this fall.
Yeah,
and,
we will.
Lots of hopes going forward. Thanks for listening and watching. You've been watching RoyalKnightsFootball.com.